Okay, guys, we are live. Thanks for hanging out at my premiere. I hope you enjoyed that. Um, that was on Saturday, so just a couple days ago. Maui and Moana were good enough to hang out for a little while after the music. So we took more pictures, had a good time. They're great people. I didn't expect that. They hung around for pictures and stuff, so let's see. I'm still looking at the premiere, and I need water. Oh. It's odd. It's odd that I'm looking at two different live streams at the same time. So give me just a couple of seconds, guys. Thanks. Welcome to J Mike. So, okay, I see you guys are popping in, so that's great. I was just taking a final look at the other one, and that just says coming up. So I don't know how that's going to. Let's see if I can make that work. So that's great. Yeah. Okay. So, not sure how that works. Looking from my end, maybe it looks a little bit different than you guys. But thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it. So, let me know what you think, what you thought of that, and. I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys are still in the Philippines, and where are you guys located? Actually, is my question, because the theme for today is. Oh, by the way, happy Monday! We all made it through the weekend. Could travel be coming soon? And I guess I'm concerned with the Philippines. I know there's travel in a lot of places, but. My concern is the Philippines. I've been there 7 times. I lived there for a few months, and I came back temporarily, and I'm still here. So it's been a long time. Hi, Keith the Dreamer, Rod A. Channel, Numspute Francos, Jupiter's Adventures, and Summerenia Blog. Hello, guys. Just passing by. Need to go back to my work. You're at work. Where are you located, Samaranya? If you don't mind me asking. I'm just curious because if you told me, I forgot. Let's see. What does that say? Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment to show. Oh. I don't know why I'm getting that message. It's just it's giving the host instructions. I've never seen that before. Maybe I'm never looking at the first one. It's the first chat. Maybe I don't look at it. I don't know. So, I learn something new every day, and then I forget, and then I learn it again. God bless you, Samarinia. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. I'm just kidding. I'm out of breath watching that. I did my push-ups this morning, back on track. Sometimes I forget and I don't do it, and then my mind's full of what am I going to do today? What do I have to do next? What does somebody else want me to do? What did I promise I would do? And then all this stuff, and it's like, okay, what did I forget to do? And then the next thing I know, it's bedtime, and I don't feel like doing push-ups. So it's important, guys. We got to find something to do. I skate on the ice. I am an ice skater, a lifelong ice skater. I skate year round, but not with the pandemic. Things have been shut down, so I haven't had much opportunity, and I can't go with the mask on. I can't breathe with carbon dioxide. That's no good for physical workout. So something is wrong with that. They need to be spoken to. But the problem is they're not listening. I'm looking at the news over here right to my right. I've got a second monitor, and it's Philippine news. We've got the Philippine News Agency, and we have CNN Philippines. It's all based around this fear that we have to lock down and shut down and separate and wear masks. And nobody disagrees that there's COVID and there's a pandemic. There is a virus everywhere, and nobody disagrees with that. But our method of dealing with it is questionable. And many of the governments are dealing with it in the same way. And I think because when one government is looked at as the leader or the expert, and then everyone else says, "Oh, we got to do, well, we have to do something," so people are afraid to like pull away from that, and then they just keep running with the way they're dealing with things, and to millions of us, that the fact that we can't break away from that seems absurd. And for many reasons, I'm not going to get into technical detail because that won't be good, won't be very interesting. But emotions are involved. Might think, well, Jay, Mike, your emotions aren't going to win an argument. But no, but I'm emotional about where I want to be. Um, wasn't sure how I was going to say this today or even where I was going to go to talk. If you guys want to talk about something, just let me know down in the chat and we can do that. I wasn't sure what we were going to talk about today, but doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is not a good idea. It doesn't work. It never works. Everyone knows it, but we see it happening. And that's all I'm saying. Many of us don't. A lot of the news agencies like to use large numbers, and they think large numbers will scare everybody. I don't know why they're doing that, though. I honestly don't exactly know. But they all seem to be on the same page. I think they wish to please their government, and if they're or in the case of some of the larger news networks, maybe their local governments. Like there's CNN and then there's CNN Philippines or wherever you are watching your networks, so it turns into keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. Monkey see, monkey do. Everybody's afraid to break away from the narrative because then they'll be looked at as idiots. Well, hello, anybody home? I don't want to go too far off on that, but I'm sure many people are shaking their heads, going, "What are we worried about?" The law of large numbers. You can say, "Oh, a million people." Well, in your hometown, if you don't live in Manila, a million people, that could be everybody, but it's not everybody. That's a percent. That's 1% of the population that are infected, not dead. So it is a fact that not everyone is dying, even if you are positive. But the silly thing is they're telling me, well, if I take the vaccine, I'll still have to wear a mask in quarantine and all these things that we've already been going through. And I'm thinking, well, that means the vaccine doesn't work. So why am I taking it? I'm not against taking it. I will take it. If they say, okay, if you're vaccinated, you can come in. We're open. We're open to vaccinated people. Okay, then I will vaccinate. But don't tell me that I'm not safe after I vaccinate, or that I'm going to make someone else sick and die. That just, so the whole ball of wax here doesn't make sense. And I don't want to keep sounding negative, but if this was a comedy show, it would be funny. Right, Rod A. Channel, right? Summer in your blog and Jupiter's Adventure. Thanks for hanging out, guys. So I need a little help from my chat room. I need some questions or something to steer me in the right direction here. I know a lot of times, basically my channel is talking about travel to the Philippines because ako ay Filipino. I am a Filipino. People say, "No, you're not. You're a foreigner. You're an American. You're a Kano." No, but I love the Philippines. I want things to work. I'm just trying to be a little bit logical. We all get emotional, but we can't run. It's one thing to be emotional, where people are emotional things, but we can't run our government on emotion. We can't do that. Or fear. Fear is the worst thing. Fear comes from the devil, folks. And if you believe in God and and everything good, then there's no reason to fear. The law of large numbers, yeah, I can use a large number and say, oh, 1,000,000, 2,000,000 people have died in the world. That's a grain of sand. That's every other virus. So why we have viruses and they don't kill everybody? It just doesn't happen. And I will say that to a doctor. You realize that viruses don't kill everybody. Yes, they're potentially dangerous, is what a virus is. Potentially dangerous. We don't want this to spread. I agree, but it's already spread. When we're not, we don't see people falling down in the streets. That's just not true. So, ako ay Filipino, precious life. Hey, you know what? I need a little help here. Because if I get a little help, then I didn't plan my live stream, and I didn't go live for a week, so I don't know if everyone knows I'm live, or if they're tired of this narrative about travel. But what else is happening? I mean, is everyone going to rock concerts? I want to go. I want to see UB40. I want to see Santana, but I can't. Actually, I was getting ready to go, and they were canceled. So, I'll go see Celine Dion or the Boston Celtics. I had tickets to the Celtics. They were canceled. So I can't. And now they're still playing in front of empty seats. So maybe if that stops, if they're canceled, then they will open up the seats and this will be over. So there's something wrong with all of this. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It does exist. It absolutely exists. And but we know now, they're not talking about it on the major news networks, but we already know through other acceptable sources that autopsies are finding out that the deaths are happening among people with many comorbidities. That's just the truth. If they want to tell me that's a lie, then they can tell me. But like Facebook, our fact checkers, our idiot fact checkers have determined that what you just said is not entirely true. Oh, really? Let's have a debate. Your fact checkers don't sit and debate with me because they can't, because I don't debate nonsense. But now I'm getting angry, so I don't want to do that. I want to have fun, guys. But if I play music, it'll get my stream will get demonetized, and I don't want that either. I want watch hours. So how does that work? I've not been doing this long, so if anyone knows how that works, if I do a 3-minute song in a 3-hour live stream, is 3 minutes demonetized, or is the entire live stream demonetized? That I can't get answers to that. I'm not sure. Something wrong. What's wrong? Something wrong. Are you just trying to be funny? Something wrong. Yeah, not everything adds up, or else we would be back to normal. And the new normal means not normal. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that unless you want to joke about it. Yeah, we're the new normal. Masks. The wearing of masks is like the new bra. You can't take it off. So it doesn't. I don't know if I'm going in the right direction here. So I haven't got StreamYard or Nightbot figured out to play music. I'm looking at the song commands, but I'm not sure what exactly to do. It just looks like a bunch of things that I'm not sure how to exactly make that give you guys a sound. So let's walk through that, but I don't know who can help me with that in the room. I haven't spent the time on it. If I spent the time to go into Nightbot and try to make that work, I see a lot of people doing the silent live stream testing or whatever they want to call it, and then they get up and then they have Nightbot doing some things. I don't know if it's a good idea to have Nightbot doing everything that it can do, because then your chat would be full of Nightbot. I see that. It's like Nightbot's dropping a link every 60 seconds, and that's no fun. If I'm watching someone's live stream, that's no fun to see that. It's to see all these robots dropping links and to all their friends and stuff like that, all their sponsors. That can seem that itself is boring. I mean, yeah, it's great that it does all that, but it's if that just keeps happening every 60 seconds, that's that's not fun to be in the chat. I don't think. I mean, that's just my first thought on that. So, but I'm not going anywhere with this, and I I know it's been a week since I was live, and I still don't have games going on. So, and I'm live against my friends. So that's the other thing. People I support are also live, and I can't take that away from them. So, and I thought about going live at different times of the day, but I just haven't been able to nail that down because of where my location is. I'm good to go right now. That's why I'm here. So, coffee would be a good idea. Do I? Oh, my coffee server is not here. She called out sick today. My barista. My barista is out sick. So I wonder if I can tell jokes and not get copyrighted. Yeah, well, I shouldn't say whose joke it is, but I don't claim it to be my own. It's from an old comedian who's complaining about his wife that doesn't respect him, and he says, "Yeah, but you know what? We decided to do something together. Yeah, we both joined a bridge club. I jump next Tuesday." I jump off a bridge next Tuesday. Because back in the day, a lot of couples used to, married couples used to play bridge. They would join a bridge club and play bridge once a week, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, whatever. And hey, what night is your bridge game? Oh, we play on Tuesdays. Yeah. So, and that was a popular thing. I don't know if they still do that, but I think that was just before the days of the internet, or before what we have now. So uh, when everybody's on Facebook now, I mean, my mother is. I don't know about you guys, but it's not why I stay away from Facebook. It's annoying because they mind your business a lot. I mean, when politics affects your life, you're talking politics. So, and then Facebook gets, they throw their 2 cents in there, and they interfere with your chat or whatever. You make a statement or a photo meme or something like that, and then it says something, and then somebody makes a comment, and then Facebook says, "Oh, I'll fact check to say that this isn't true." Oh, really? So I'm disputing the media feedback about the pandemic. I'm not saying anything isn't true. But I'm saying that the narrative is questionable, and because we're not asking the right questions. So, and we're projecting fear, and I don't like that. So, and I don't think anybody does. Nobody wants to have fear, but everyone's in fear. So, and that's because of the media, and then they keep doing it. That's what the big lie means: doing the same thing, saying the same things over and over, based on something that concerns you, and expecting you to believe it, and then you tell everybody you know that it's true, and then they oh, it must be true. Oh, J Mike said it, must be true. CNN said it, must be true. Okay, we in several of my live streams I have said, yes, here is the facts. There are 7.5 billion people on Earth. X number of people, according to the CDC, which agrees with the WHO. X number of people were infected so far, and X number have died. It's a small percentage. It's a large number, but it's a small percentage. And the percentage of infected people that stay well and get well, they get over it and they're fine. That's a high percentage. I'll take those odds. If I'm going to go gamble at a casino, I'll take those odds with me, and I will win. But we're not talking about gambling for a little bit of money. Hey, Vicky Lillis. Vicky Lillis, hello. How are you? Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. The thumbs up. Starting off slowly today. I'm like struggling. I haven't been live in a week. You know what? I haven't even mentioned. It's been 20 minutes, and I haven't even mentioned why I was off for a week. And for those of you who are here, maybe the mother of my children has died. on Saturday night, and we visited her on Wednesday night. We played songs and said prayers, and we talked about the old pictures that we had looked through, me and my daughters and one of my daughter's husbands. We had a long night, and it was happy and sad, and I don't have the words for it other than that, but words can't describe it. Even though we were apart for 9 years, it's I still felt it as though a loved one died. So, guys, without love, nothing else matters. If there's no love, if I don't love the Philippines and someone there and some other friends who are there, if I don't love them, I'm not talking about travel. And when you don't talk about something, that means you don't love it. Morning, Joe. Joe and Jenny's Journey. Good morning. Yes, happy coffee time to you too. I had my coffee. I don't know if I want any more. I suppose if good friends come in the room, another cup of coffee would be welcome, right? Right, guys? I keep looking over. I've got the big screen right there, and I got a couple of news agencies pulled up. I'm not going to get into any detail. The Philippines is definitely getting U.S. donated Pfizer jabs. So, but all this talk now that everyone's going to get vaccinated, but we're still waiting. Wait lang po. We're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. Every bit of news that comes out is encouraging, but then somebody will analyze that and go, yeah, this is still going to take another year. It's already been a year and a half. Hey, Brett Glasso, how are you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping in. My live stream was unexpectedly scheduled at the last minute, so I wasn't sure if I was going live, and then I decided, you know what? I made a quick premiere last night out of some weak Saturday video, and I thought, hey, maybe this will be kind of cute, and I put it up, and then I thought, I will pitch a live stream at the end of that, and maybe that will work. And I can just, who knows how long I'm going to go live. It's only been 20 minutes. It seems like a long time, even though I normally go 3 hours, but I just don't know what I'm going to fill that time with today. So if somebody wants to come up and talk for a second, maybe 2 minutes, maybe as long as you want. I don't know. That will give me something to change direction with, and maybe we can have a better live stream. So it could be a question. Ask me some questions, guys, or say something that I can talk about, and then we'll do that. That always works. It's always helpful to have that happen. So whether it's a question or just a statement or something like, or what do I think about this remark? And then we can go from there, and that can help the live stream a great deal. Kevin Adamas, hello, sir. What's going on? Let me move some things around over there that I'm looking at. Okay. Don't know why that is. There's a delay there, but I'm not sure why. Oh, why did that delay? You know what? Give me a second. It's a good thing I'm looking at the live feed. I've got two for whatever reason, and one of them is falling behind. You live streamers know what I'm talking about. So it seems like I'm always going to be new at this, because there's always going to be something different that I'm trying to utilize. I don't have the background music stream utilized. I'm looking at it in Nightbot. I see the what do they call it, auto DJ or whatever they call that, and but I don't have it running. For some reason, I haven't taken the time to really look at that and get that running, because I'm a jack of all trades. I'm doing this, that, and the other thing, and then people that try to do too much, they never get anything done right. It's like, I do this, I do that. No, none of it's any good. And that's me. The guitar's not good. The language is not good. And people say, "Oh no, you know how to speak Tagalog." I know a few phrases. When everyone's speaking Tagalog, and if I'm in the Philippines, and we have 8 or 10 people at the house, and everyone's starting to talk Tagalog, and they think they're speaking Taglish, which is like half English, half Tagalog, but it's not really. There's some word. The word computer it comes from America because computers were designed in America or created here, and so they use the word computer. They have a funny way. They have such a perfectly correct way of pronouncing their words in English. It doesn't sound like any American or UK English. It's their own English, and but I understand it. So that isn't the problem. The problem is the conjugation of verbs and adjectives and adverbs and things like that, and exactly what the meaning of the sentence is. When there's a group of people talking and everybody's saying stuff, I can't follow that. Even though I hear the words that I know, and I'm like, what are they really saying? What exactly are they? What do they mean? So that happens. That happens, guys. Gosh. I'm still wondering what direction I want to take this live stream. Mega love. Gnomes Pute Franco says, mega love, shout out everyone. I've been to Ortega Center in Pasig City. And it's not in Pasig City. It's in Mandaluyong City, which is next to Pasig. The cities are all together there. And there's a place called Mega Mall. It's my favorite. That in the Mall of Asia. They're my 2 favorite places outside of the beaches and things like that. And that I want to see, the South China Sea from Apari, which is in Cagayan, not too far from Taguigaraw. I flew a plane to Taguigaraw, and then we drove up to Apari along the coast of the South China Sea. That's interesting place to be and see. I felt so free when I was there. So, but in the city, the malls are fantastic. And sooner or later, you're going to have to shop, right, guys? And there's more than 400 eateries in the Mall of Asia. Think about that. There are over 400 eateries in the Mall of Asia. And 2,000 stores. Now, that was 2 years ago. Actually, that was 3 years ago. So I don't know if there's been some additions, but I don't know what they've done since I've been gone. But right when I left, I noticed there were a lot of additions because they built a new wing, including the ice skating rink and bowling. And it's amazing. So if you're in the city, it's amazing. But I want to get out into the province too. Batangas and Tagaytay and Nasugbu, and those are all in Apari. Those are all places in Luzon, but I also want to get out to Cebu and Samar and Palawan, and even Boracay. I want to get out to those places and spend some time there. That's not something that anyone can do right away, but those are the things that I eventually will get done. So let's see. Heart Gaspar, hello, how are you? Sorry I can't stay too long because I have work now. Ingapo. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Heart Gaspar. You have work now, so where are you? I always forget where everyone is. Until you tell me like 3 times, I will forget. And I'm wondering why I have the chat pop out from you on the YouTube side, but it's not. Oh, you know why? That was the premiere chat. I think. Yeah. Oh. Give me a second here. Yeah. No, that's not going to move. That was over. It stopped right at the end, and I'm like, why hasn't that continued on for the last half hour? These are the things that I'm talking about when I say, well, I'm doing new things. This is the first time I've ever scheduled a premiere to run into the live stream. And then I was a minute, the premiere was done a minute before or maybe close to 2 minutes earlier than the scheduled live stream, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I just clicked go live. And then I didn't know if I was talking to the premiere group. I didn't know, but I hope that worked out. There was a few of you here, so maybe 3, 4, 5 of you. Hello, Deborah. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. You missed the premiere. Don't you know what? Go and see that. At least watch the trailer. Shows a minute of the best part, which is not quite at the end, but it's getting closer to the end. It's the beginning of the end. So don't miss that. Go see that. You might like that. Oh, what else was I going to say? Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah, I keep reminding myself, without love, nothing else matters. So I'm getting grumpy about the absurd back and forth of the travel between the travel bans and the vaccines and the wearing masks. So I'm told if I get a vaccine, I could still get infected and infect others. So why are we getting the vaccine? I know I miss things, but I have a funny way of finding out really what's happening or not. But it occurs to me that nobody exactly knows, which is why I don't bother watching, the daily news. I don't that I can't. I just can't, because we're always expecting some big aha moment and it doesn't come. So everything's a little gradual crawl, and then everybody knows where we are. So I don't need the drama of the everyday news that it's not fulfilling, guys. It just isn't. There's no love there. That's why. Without love, nothing else matters. It's not. Some people say, well, it's not the news, it's a joke. It's comedy. It was astonishing. I know it's been years, but it's astonishing that the Comedy Channel features news. I think that started on NBC, the Saturday Night Live. They started that, but there was a pretty articulate intellectual that started doing that, and he was kind of a comedian. He made fun of the news a little bit, but he wasn't stupid. He was a smart guy, Dennis Miller. I think he started that, and you could say George Carlin maybe started it, because he would always talk about truths, and everyone thought, well, that's what the progressives believe in. But now when you look at his recordings, it's like, wait a minute, that's not so progressive after all. That's even keeled. So sometimes it's the way we look at things that can be different. We can look at things differently. We can see and hear the same things and then understand it differently. And that's the other thing. That's something that's hard to explain. Akas Johnny. Oh, hello. That's a sana ikaw na lang ang ibigin ko. So your name is a phrase. Sana ikaw na lang ang ibigin ko. Sana ikaw, I hope you just remember me. I'm forgetting ibigin, so I'm not sure what. Forgive me, guys. I've been skipping my lessons. I'm skipping my lessons, and I feel bad. And I'm reading here. Okay, so all right, I feel bad. I don't have a translator up, so ibigin. I forgot what ibigin means. Sana ikaw na lang ang ibigin ko. From Yad Zamodia. Thanks for coming in. Anyway, so I wish you just. I feel silly, but you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Ask me some questions, make some statements, and I will. When I see it, I will talk about it. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh. 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 It doesn't mean I forgot or remember. It doesn't mean I remember. It means. So let me figure out what that means. Sana ikaw na lang ang ibigin ko. Sana ikaw na lang. So you can now. The truth is out. I've been skipping my lessons, and it's because I'm doing things in place of it. The live stream's cutting into my lesson time, and hey, mysterious granny. I'm struggling with that phrase. That's something I should know. I should know everything, but people say, "Oh, you're good at Tagalog." But I stopped. I stopped my lessons. I almost stopped, but I'm only spending a minute here and there. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I knew it meant something like that. So, but I see that's the problem. It's like I see words and I should know it, but when you build the phrases, I'm not exactly. I'm not right there on top of it. So, and it's because I've took my mind off of it. So, and that's what happens when I was doing so well in Tagalog, and then I realized it's been like over a month since I really took a long lesson. 5 minutes isn't enough. 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's not enough. You need to go for an hour and sometimes more, or at least 45 minutes. Tina the Explorer, look at that. What's going on? Kuya Britt and Miss Deborah. Hello, Tina the Explorer. Thanks for popping in. I'm just trying to make sense out of nonsense. I'm thinking out loud. Trying to keep a smile. I'm trying to make myself laugh. Guys, connect with Mysterious Granny. Mysterious Granny is a good supporter of mine. Thank you for coming in, by the way. Connect with her. She's trying to grow, and she's very supportive. If help each other. If the people I try to help, they're very supportive, and I am grateful for that. So, yeah, hi guys. So sometimes I can get to talking, and then everybody says something, and then that gets me going, and then I can go on and on and on. But right now, we're just looking at everyone saying hello to each other, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It means people are here. So, and the thing that's predominantly on my mind is the return of travel to the Philippines, but also, guys, the mother of my children died on Saturday night, so that we knew it was coming, and it didn't make it any easier. So I wasn't live for a week. That's the other thing that's got me wondering what I really want to say today. So my daughters are handling her house and the affairs, and I'm here watching the dogs. They must be taking a nap because I don't hear them, and they're not caged up, or they're down there. Probably, I was going to make a joke. They'll eat the house if you let them, but they're quiet. I think they are taking a nap. I had them out right before they premiere, so that let them burn off a little bit of energy. I'll have to take them out again probably in the next hour. It seems like we've been live for an hour, but it's only been a few minutes. Gravando compati. Hello. So what's going on? What is going on? Joining the live, okay. Yeah, join Hana. I'm trying to read fine print and I can't. Join na live, okay. Thanks for joining. Thanks for stopping in on the J Mike live stream. Yeah. Guys, I appreciate it. I'm just winging it today. I'm not sure where I'm going until I see you guys talk about something, and then we'll get going. So I know we were divorced for 9 years, but which obviously means that we didn't see things the same way. But I did go to see her several times in the last 2 months, and we kind of made amends, but this is not easy. She had thousands of photographs from the 80s and 90s, and it brought back a lot of memories because we didn't take pictures of bad times. We took pictures of good times, and it dawned on me that without love, nothing else matters. Um, and that's also what the Bible is trying to tell us, guys. Nothing else matters. We're all specializing in something, but without love, it doesn't matter. So, thanks, Messiah to die. Thank you for stopping in. I know Brett sent me somewhere earlier too, and I went almost every day. I can't do it every day. I can't follow all the links up because obviously I can't make that happen. But I do from time to time. I grab a link and go, and I say, "Hi guys, Brett sent me." But I could do that too. I could go on YouTube homepage and I could click who's live. I could see who's live and go and say, "Yeah, YouTube sent me," or I just decided to stop by and see you. Yeah. Because if I have 1,000 subscribers, that means I subscribed probably to 1,500 or 2,000 other people. So YouTube will let me see them when they're live. I'll see that. I can just go to the subscriptions and click live, and that'll show me everyone that's live and everyone that's scheduled to be live. So you could do that. I'm sure some of us do that. So thanks for stopping in, guys. BG, yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. It tells me that you know I'm alive. You reached, yes. I just saw that when Nightbar dropped your link. It said you had 500. So congratulations. Did you get your email yet? You didn't break your neck. You know what? I didn't do that yet, and I know a lot of people say that you should do that, thanking your subscribers. So obviously, I have things that are taking my mind off YouTube here. I squeezed in the live stream today. I just, for some reason, just said, you know what, I'm going to go live. Maybe I can do it. My house has a lot of activity, and so it makes it hard for me to go live. This is not a closed-in room. This is, if you hear birds chirping, they are 2 levels away from me. They're not on the next level. I'm on level 3. They're on level 1, and you can hear chirping. That's how wide open this house is. So it's like if you go up to the mountains for the weekend and you sleep at like a ski loft. In the winter, it's ski lodging or ski loft. Not loft, it's a ski lodge. And then in summer, it's a I guess camping lodge or whatever. But you sleep there, and when you walk in, it's all open, and you can go up the stairs and sleep up there, and that's what this is like. It's all open. You just walk up the stairs, and here you are. So, and then there's so much going on here. So I thought, everyone's out of the house. I will try to do this. The dogs are free, but I think they're taking a nap. I had them out earlier, and so they're quiet. They'll be quiet until they want to go out, or they're hungry again. So if I hear them, I'll have to go take care of that. So, but not yet. Did I get Granny? When I hit 500, they sent me an email to congratulate me on my 500. They sent me one for 100 and for 500, and then for 1,000. For 1,000, they sent me a picture of a bunch of bananas. And I thought the bananas was a code word, but apparently YouTube's not full. So one of the things is you can't go to a live stream and ask for that. You can't ask for subscribers on somebody else's channel. But if I'm sitting here going, hey guys, you know what? Type in JAY and Nightbot will drop you a link, and then we'll connect with each other. But you got to watch a video. You have to actually watch a video. I think. I know. I have a couple of cousins that don't make videos, and so they don't have a channel that's active, but they came and watched my video and they subscribed to me, and they didn't get taken away because they watched my video. So, and they did that first. They watched the video and then they subscribed because they said, hey, cool video. And I said, did you subscribe to me? No, I'll go back and do that. Okay, thank you. So that's the other thing too. You gotta actually remind people that you need them to subscribe. But you can't go to someone's channel and ask for them to do that. You can't make a comment. Yeah, please subscribe back to me. You can't do that for whatever reason. So that I'm not going to get into. I'm sure we all know that. So yeah, you know what? Because I hit 500 and then it went down to 498 and 494, and I went, oh, no, I got to get back up to 500. And then it went over. It went a little bit over, and then I got the email, and then I said, oh, does this mean I'm not going to go back down below? And that's exactly what it meant. They're not going to cut me back down. So I hit 1,000 like 3 or 4 times, and I thought, well, I hit it, and then I go to sleep, wake up, it's back down to 992 or whatever, and I thought, okay, we'll get back up to 1,000, and then it went back down to 998, and I'm like, oh, I need 2 more. So finally, I went up to like 10:0, I don't know, 10:08 or 10:06 or whatever, and then I got the email, and I thought, okay, I'm not going back down because they congratulated me, and sure enough, I didn't go back down. So. Whatever it takes, you got to go through it. It's like being a baseball player. You got to get to first base. You got to get on base, whether by hit or by walk or hit by pitch. I remember because I used to be in the fast pitch leagues in windmill softball, and some of the guys were struggling, and because every once in a while we would need a new player, and they'd say, "I want to play." And then we would get the bat, and it would be hard for them to get on base. And they're like, "I'm gonna let them hit me by the pitch." It's like, this guy's not gonna hit you; he's gonna strike you out. And he would get up real close, and then it would be like ball one. Oh, now he's got to throw a strike. Strike one, strike two. Okay, now the pitcher doesn't need to throw a strike. So, and then the guy gets hit by a pitch and gets on base. And he thinks he's doing great. It's like, I'm on base. Someone knocks him in, and then he's proud and he's happy. Why did I say that? I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, so whatever it takes, I guess, is what I was talking about. So, if you're struggling, you figure out, well, what are the ways I can get this done? Am I going to play a guitar? Besides today, I keep telling myself, well, when I do it live on Livestream, it doesn't sound the same. And that's because of the backing track. It's because of the way I record it. When I'm doing a recorded video, I'm using a different device. And when I'm doing a live stream, it's not the same device. So the device I make a video with, it's doing a good job picking up the mix of sound. But when I'm on live stream, I'm using this laptop, and I don't have the streaming mic which comes with a mixer, because I'm trying to make plans on moving, and I don't want to have to take that with me, because I have a number of things to take, and that won't make sense. So that's why I haven't done it. It's not because I can't afford it. It's because I'm not ready to do that here. So maybe I should change my mind, but I don't know. There's so much on my mind. I can't think of everything all at once. I'm not really dwelling on that. I suppose I could, but I don't want to play for too long. So let me think about that in the next few minutes, and I will let you know. You'll find out. Maybe I could do that. The guitar flag, that's built right into the guitar. They made the flag is part of that. That doesn't come off. I don't know how they did it, but that's built right into the panel. So the finish is over that. I can't rub that off or anything. That's there forever. I don't know how they did that. But yeah, and it was made in Vietnam. That's the funny part. I don't know if he's American. Leo James made it, and I don't know how they did it, but those are real humbuckers. It's not a real Gibson. It's an imitation Gibson. It's made by Leo James, so it's not made by Gibson. It's an imitation, but it does have real humbuckers, and the guitar strings are okay. So it works okay. So maybe we can see how that sounds. I'm gonna play something that I've already played before, and I'm not warmed up. That's the other thing. I've only been playing for 12 months and I'm not warmed up. A real warm up is 30 to 40 minutes. A real practice is an hour. So we could see that, I guess. Nightbot does polling, but I don't have that set up, and I don't know if that's quick or easy, but I haven't done it, so I know the first time I do things, there's no telling how long it's going to take to figure that out. Once I figure something out, it becomes quick. I realize that, but I just don't know. But that is a beautiful flag, and the choices were American flag and the UK Union Jack was the other one. I didn't see the Filipino flag available, even though it was Vietnam, and I didn't see any Vietnam flag. So I guess they're selling them to Brits and Americans, I guess, and that's where the market was. So yeah, so that's nice and smooth and shiny, and it's permanent. It's not like a decal or anything like that. I'm not sure how they did that. You play without warm-up? Oh, yeah, you trying to get me going? She's trying to egg me on. I don't know how to play. I'm just playing the strings. Well, none of us know how to play. We're just playing the strings. Let's see what I can do. The sound mix isn't the same when I go live. The sound mix isn't the same. And I don't like it. But I will try. Okay, how's that sound? I will try. I was going to practice I'm working on a new mode because the one mode, the G major, I'm starting to make it boring because I have one style. I only have one style of playing because I'm still new at this, so it gets boring. So I'm trying to do a different mode. And it's still modes are similar. They just the do re mi fa sol la ti do is just a step up. Each mode is actually a half step. So each fret is a half step on the guitar. So each mode moves a half step, and that's where you get your different modes. And the patterns are all similar. I don't know how much more I can explain that. So Bisaya Tadai, I wasn't going to do that, but maybe I will. You don't know any chords at all. Oh, I'm not going to do a song. Let's see what I'm going to do. Hold on. Don't hit that red button. That will end the broadcast. Well, let's see. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, guys. This will take a few seconds, okay? So, and then I'll have to start yelling. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to do this. I just changed my mind. I'm going to do this. So, Bisaya Tada, you're getting your wish. For me, it's fun, but I might explode somebody's earwax when I do it. Well, let's check it out. I'm not warmed up, but I'm going to try to do this. Okay, I did this in one or two of my videos. Each one I did differently. So the way I play guitar, it's always a little bit different each time, but you'll know that it sounds like J Mike. Okay, so let's get ready. Let me add some light. I'll get the light going. Okay, we're almost ready. How come I don't hear any feedback over here? I need the feedback. Let's go with super OD. We're gonna go with super overdrive here. I don't want it to be too loud though. Let's see. Familia Destrada! Welcome to J Mike. I'm gonna play guitar for a second. I hope you're still here. B Rabbit! Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for coming in. So, thank you. We're gonna play a song here.
Audio Jungle.
Okay, I hope that's not too loud. It's gonna be a nice level, right? How is that? Hi guys, hi VIPs. I'm gonna do a little jet. No warm up. I'm not warmed up. This may be embarrassing.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
1 second, guys. I don't know what happened. Something's wrong with my guitar amp.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay. I had That's a problem I never had before. The Hey Sean Uber, the guitar amp wasn't kicking in, and I'm not sure why. It's usually some other. The sound mix is usually the problem, not the guitar amp. I don't know why that was fudging like that. So now I'm worried because it didn't seem to be a loose wire or anything, but maybe it is. Maybe I just have to unplug everything and plug it all back in. Sometimes that's the issue. That's what the old sound technicians used to tell me. Yeah, just unplug everything and all the guitar cables and plug it all back in. Sometimes that's what it is. That'll cause it to skip and make the little ticking noises. So beside today, we got that spices it up, doesn't it? Familia Distrada. Hey, Sean Uber. So let's see. What? It does not sound like a bass guitar to me. Electric guitar. Yeah, it's electric guitar. It's not a bass. It's a 6-string. So don't worry. I don't even know it's tuned or not. I don't. Yeah, it's tuned up. My guitar's tuned up. The amp was just not. It wasn't giving me the volume that I needed. I don't know why, because it's set to be loud. I don't know what happened there. So that's got me worried because um, when you don't know what's causing your blackout, you don't have any light. Thank you, Estrada. Thank you, brother, for coming in. Thank you so much. Mysterious nose. Oh boy. Yeah. That's not a bass. That's a 6-string. It's got the. That's my imitation Gibson. I like it. It's not bad. Whatever was wrong with my amp there, I guess it fixed itself though. Maybe it just wanted to be cranked up. It wants to go loud. What else can I play? Anybody get a birthday? We can do that. We can do a birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, good to see Sean Uber in the house. Ooh, Thomas Snow, what's up? How are you doing? A good day to you, Thomas Snow. I'm not sure where you are. Where are you located, Tamara, if I should ask? I don't remember where you are. Sean, thanks for stopping by. Maybe don't have a full. Well, no, because it was in the room. My amp, and that hasn't happened to me before. Usually, that's not my problem. My problem is the Wi-Fi, but that wasn't the problem because that's old school. That should have been loud. So I think the wires were just when you leave wires alone too long, they lose their connection. They become static. So I think I just need to unplug everything and put it back in, plug it all back in. That is sometimes the problem. Sonny and I just woke up. So Sonny's like a rooster. You wait for the bird to wake you up. Is that the deal, Sean? Let me kill that buzz over there for a second. So, oh, okay, yeah. So maybe that wasn't warmed up. That's an old. What do they call that? Vintage. It's a vintage guitar amp. So maybe it just needed to warm up and it wasn't ready to go. Because I usually turn that on and I have it on, and then it's okay. So, but it's making a buzz, so I have to. You know what? I don't have to shut it off. I can just press the overdrive button and then that will stop buzzing, or change the pedal. That'll stop it. But I'm an idiot. So I make fun of the idiotic things I do because when I need to analyze something, I will do it logically. So who am I missing? And I shut off my monitor. I get that back on. I'll get that because I get some information over there. So let's see. Let's move on. Doreen, what's up? How are you doing? Doreen Humby TV. Welcome to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. It's tomorrow I get my second shot. Sean, I'm glad you should say that. So I am I'm not addicted to, I'm no longer addicted to the network news. I'm not a daily viewer of the news, but because it's a soap opera and they have a narrative, I've said before that they're not asking all the questions. They just seem to think that they know what to do. They know what to do because it's been decided this is what we're going to do. But that's not necessarily the right course of action. Now, people that know less than me think, oh, yes, it is. I want to be safe. Okay, so how come that I'm hearing now, I'm being told now that if I take the vaccine, if I'm fully vaccinated, it doesn't mean I'm not going to get the virus and spread it or be safe. Oh, wait a minute. What are they telling me? And who's telling me this? If no, governments are telling us this. Just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you can't get sick and spread the disease. Oh, really? So I don't want to get my medical information from a government official. I just don't. Because we all know that if they have a degree, it's an art degree. They're not scientists. And there's a reason that doctors don't run the country. So, what am I saying? Trust no one is what I'm saying. Trust no one, but you got to figure out. I mean, we have to do what we're told to do. But what are they telling us? The Philippines are not telling me that I need a vaccine to get there. Like, well, we'll let you come if you have a vaccine. No, there's some live streamers in the last 24 hours who have said they're thinking of doing that. They're thinking about how they're going to work that. Okay, so if I get a vaccine, maybe they're going to say, maybe in the next 3 months, they'll say, okay, if you're fully vaccinated, we'll let you come. But they haven't said that yet. There's just speculation. I'm drinking water. Sometimes water tastes good. Gets me talking. Okay, so we still don't know what we need to do. So if I get fully vaccinated, will they allow me to go? And why are they making me? So I'm waiting. Am I going to wait until when they say, okay, if you're fully vaccinated, you can come, and then I can't get a vaccine? I mean, is that going to be my problem? I don't know. So we don't know what the rules are going to be based on speculation, because speculation is wild. Hey, we're all safe and happy and happy, right? And healthy, right? And there's a reason for that, because large numbers are not the law of large numbers. And the media is giving you large numbers because they think, well, everyone will listen to us because we're giving them a large number. But the law of large numbers doesn't measure numbers. When you analyze numbers, you're measuring one against the other. So if you have one number being 7 billion and you have another number being 2 million, that doesn't even compare. That's not even a 200th%, which is a grain of sand on the beach. So I'll get my shots. If the Philippines says you can come if you're vaccinated, I'll get my shots tonight. I'll make an appointment right. Like I'll go offline and make an appointment right away. But I'm not going to do that. I mean, there's no point to that. Oh, I'm fully vaccinated and then I can't travel. It's like, why? I'm safe. I believe I am safe. And so I make fun of myself, but I'm not wearing masks, folks. I mean, unless someone starts yelling at me, you're going to wear a mask, you can't come in here. Okay. Give me my magic marker. I'll draw a mask on my face. I mean, I'm not saying there's no virus. What I'm saying is, and I know if I say the word mask and COVID too many times, YouTube will analyze what I'm talking about. It is believed that a mask can slow the transmission of airborne viruses. I'm not disputing that. And I've said this over and over. I'm not disputing that. Any virus can kill us, but it doesn't kill everybody. And it kills a very small percentage every year. This is relatively consistent on Earth. And the reason for that is because there's a consistent number of people who have comorbidities in their body. And relatively speaking, it happens as we get older. And it can happen to a child, but not as often. So there were relatively fewer children with comorbidities and immune disorders. So the number exponentially changes as we get older. The things we eat are part of that, are part of what hurts our immune system, because it's always working. When something's always working, it will wear out. So, and it's the same thing for our immune systems. All the weird new types of sugars we're putting in our food, the corn syrup and the fructose and the high fructose, those are all newly developed sweeteners, and we're not even talking about artificial sweeteners, which is all your 0 calorie sugars that we put in coffee now and whatever else, the diet drinks. If there's a diet drink, it's made out of artificial sweeteners, which it hurts your immune system. That's why you don't stay healthy when you drink diet soda. So let's move on, guys. I'm kidding. That's okay. There was a time when I'm not a real guitar player. There was a time when I was less of a real guitar player. So it's a process. We progress as musicians, and I'm falling behind. Whenever I talk, I fall behind. Who did I miss? Okay. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna like skip by. If I don't skip them, I'm just gonna brush over them real quick. Where you guys are just saying hello to each other. Oh, he's a smart bird. Yeah, he's a smart bird. He's a copycat. You should call him your cat, your kitten. That's what I say to the pit bulls. Hey, kitty cats. Oh, they hate me when I do that. For some reason, they know. They're smart too, but dogs don't know everything. People say, oh, dogs are smarter than people. Well, dogs don't know they're not people. My daughter's pit bulls, who are downstairs, they eat gourmet food. They they don't know that they're supposed to eat dog food. We don't even cook their meat. They're not supposed to eat cooked meat, so I don't give them like ham and stuff like that. Yep, the bird has you trained to do because you want to do what the bird needs you to do. That's why. So you're training yourself to make the bird think that he's got you trained. So you're one step ahead of the bird, even though it looks like the bird has you trained, right? Naingoin Tube family, hello, welcome to J Mike channel. Let's keep Naingoin Tube family. Hello back to you. I'm trying to. It sounds like I'm saying it funny, but I'm trying to sound it out. Nainggolan Tube family. Nainggolan. Indonesia. Okay, so that's a little bit different than Filipino. Nainggolan. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for coming in and visiting J Mike. Excuse me. Didn't really eat much today, but some air just came out of my throat. It's probably the water and I didn't even eat the blueberries. What did I eat? A piece of ham, I think. That was about an hour ago. Let's see. Let's keep moving. Nainggolan. My eyes are deceiving me. Nainggolan. Type in Jay. Let me give you a jacket. Oh, you've been here. You have a jacket. So just type in Jay, guys. Let me run the banner. Is it Monday? Today's Monday, right? Happy Monday, guys. I keep telling myself to change the day on the banner because it says Happy Monday, but I haven't done a live since Monday because of my family situation. So there's things going on behind the scenes. If I'm not here, if I'm not in the live streams or doing a live stream or posting a video, something wrong. Something's going wrong in the fam. So Sid Vlogs is here. Hey, hello. Say hello to Sid Vlogs too, everyone. Good to see you, sir. And Doreen. Bisaya Tadai still hanging out? Okay. All right, you got to go do something. Okay, thanks for staying in the background. Everybody knows Familia da Strada, right? I notice when I'm watching a live stream, if I spend a few minutes in the live stream, they'll get quiet and they're looking down. Thank you, Nangoyan. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not joking. I love the way Filipinos and Asians, they sing it. Thank you so much. They sing, especially if they say hello, J Mike. They sing. Americans don't do that, and it's strange, but it's pleasant. I appreciate that. I like it. No sound now. It's because I didn't say anything for a minute, but I hope. Oh, that was 10 minutes ago. I'm falling behind, guys. What's happening? I'm just gonna run through your chats, guys, real quick. Type in JAY Nangoyan. Type in JAY. Nightbot will question everything. Yeah. Oh, see, because I'm falling behind, guys. Naya Zaid, thanks you, and Reina, thank you. Roads. We have a roads raid. I wasn't sure how I was going to say that. We have a roads raid. Thank you guys for coming in. So I'm going to. That's why I'm behind. I can't catch up to all those hellos and chats. Hi guys, thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. J Mike, you missed the guitar. It sounded weird though because the amp was going crazy. So maybe I will try that again. I didn't expect that because that was fine before. So I'm not sure what was going on there. So thanks guys for stopping in. I did not expect the Rhodes raid. I did know Rhodes was live, but I couldn't go over there. So Jesse Furgar, thank you. Hello guys, thank you for coming in. I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about the guitar amp. Say hello to Fluttering Leaves, guys. Type in JAY for Nightbot. Can't give you guys all jackets. If you hang out, I will give you a jacket. But Fluttering Leaves, just type in JAY. If you have a jacket, just type in JAY. Hello, Ellie. Thank you so much. Yes, I will have to remind me to thank Rhodes later. Rhodes gang, yeah. So, Sean, where was I? What's going on over there in, what is it, Seattle? Are you in Seattle? I think you are. Please connect to Sean Uber, guys. Sean's got 513 now. So did you get your congratulatory email from YouTube yet for the 500? Because if you do, that means you're not going back down. I know when I hit 500, I kept going up and down between 500 and 490 something. 494, 499, 500, 497. It kept going back up and down. And then finally they congratulated me and it never went back down. Did I see your comment on the Philippines? Where did you put your comment? We could talk about that. We're getting a little encouraging news, but then we're discouraged by the fact that it's still going to take like longer than long to figure that out. So jump on there and let's talk about that. Doreen Humby TV, make me feel, yeah. Some of the big live streamers though, they'll give you a shout out if you're a member of the channel, and then you have to be a big. Even the members, they're small sponsors. They're not the big sponsors, and you see the big live streamers thanking their sponsor. They're talking. That's not all the members. But if someone's not that big, then the regular members are important. So that's good. It just depends on who the live stream is. If they're too big, they have to do it that way. They can't. That's good for them, I guess. But they will give me a shout out. If I'm a member, if there's a monthly charge for that, they'll give me a shout out. If they don't, I'll come back tomorrow. Sometimes they're just busy, so I understand that. So Sean, I'm not really looking back. I don't know where you made the comment. The Rhodes raid kind of pushed all the comments out of the way, so it's hard to go back. It's hard to even read everybody. I see it, but I can't read it all, guys, because I'll get lost. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here it is, Sean. Did I hear the news? The vaccinated are being allowed in. You have to test negative and quarantine for a week. That's the speculation, Sean. There's no government announcement yet, but there is news that the some of the high-ranking officials in the Department of Tourism, the DOT. It's not here. The DOT is the Department of Transportation. That's not, but in the Philippines, tourism is a big deal. In the United States, tourism is leisure, and that they don't do it. We don't do it that way in the U.S. The DOT would be the Department of Transportation, and it wouldn't really have a lot to do with tourism. But in the Philippines, tourism is big business, and it's important to them. It's not their top 5. I don't even think it might be in the top 10, but it's not in the top 5. But they still need it because it's still a lot. And also, love is involved. People fall in love, and they grow into families. So I just wanted to, Sean. I just wanted to finish that. So there's no announcement. They're forming a committee to do studies. They're going to study the feasibility. So they are thinking about it. Yes, that's true. Say hello to Sean Uber, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, how you doing, Jay?
I got to change that. So I had it on loud. I had it on the loudspeaker. I got to take that out.
No worries.
Okay, so yeah, that they are talking about that, but it's not that's not a done deal yet. But I hope it is a done deal. But as we know, there's been so much speculation about this, that, and the other thing that everything stayed the same still for the last 16 or 17 months. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, well, that's what I heard last night. That they're letting people in with their vaccine shots, and
they're thinking about it.
Is that the official news? They're thinking about it.
They're putting together a committee based on some of these department heads in the government to study, to figure out how to make it happen. But
so you can make plans, though, right? You can make plans to get your shots, because it's going to take a while to get both of your shots done.
How much time do you have to wait for your second shot?
Well, it depends on which one you get. Moderna is a month, and Pfizer is 3 weeks.
Okay, so if I look for a ticket, I might grab a ticket to fly, in the next 30 to 60 days, or even 70 days, whatever, something, the next month or two.
Yeah, you also have to consider quarantine for a week too.
I'll do whatever it takes because I'm staying there.
Oh yeah.
And my friends, especially my girlfriend, will be very happy. But I have friends there. I have a pseudo aunt she was my host 7 times, and and she misses me. She's my mom's age. She has a big family. She's part of the Jacinto family, who they're well known over there. But well, there's one of them is well known. But I mean, I don't. He's like on my Facebook friends list, but I don't know him personally, but he's good enough to accept me in his friends list. I don't know why, but
he's gracious. Yes,
he has a channel. He has a television channel, a TV show, and a nightclub. So he's a busy guy.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't have time for J Mike. So, but that's his cousin. So I'm Say hello to Sonny Bird, everybody.
Say hi, Sonny.
Brave Young Lions in the room. Hey, Brave, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. We're talking about all sorts of things, including travel. Shana, you don't have any plans to visit the Philippines, do you?
Yeah, it came off my phone.
So it's funny how news travels.
Helps you a lot, right?
Yeah, I can always put it on. I just have to put more sticky stuff on it. Sorry, my wife is talking to me about this thing that I attached to my phone, so I can hold my phone like this. It lost its stickiness. Oh, he wants waffle. Look at, he's like, oh, I want the waffle. My daughter's eating waffles. You want your morning waffle?
Polly want a waffle?
He's like, yeah, give me that.
Watch out for the pit bulls. The pit bulls can eat a whole 5-pound, 6-pound chicken in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Wow.
Bones and all.
Yeah, those jaws are ruthless.
It sounds like, you know, when you make a smoothie out of, like, you fill it up with ice cubes and you're making a smoothie and it just goes. That's what it sounds like. It sounds
They're
like
a meat grinder.
It sounds like the dryer in fast spin mode. And you got a pair of like worker boots in the dryer. It's crazy. So it's funny how news travels so quickly, and then we don't get it exact. Like, we're hearing that the Department of Tourism and the Department of Health, the heads of these departments, are saying, yeah, we're and I guess Duterte announced that they're forming a committee to figure out how to get this going. But everything they've done has taken forever. So that's really what everyone's worried about. And the speculation is, okay, so if you get X number of vaccines per 2-week period, it's going to take years to get that all done. So you can't keep going at this pace. So there's that happening. And then there's just, yes, it was said that they're starting a committee, an official committee, which is, I guess that's good news, but it's just taking forever. It's like, okay, how long is this going to take? Well, it's better than no news. This kind of news, I guess, is better than no news, because when they weren't telling us anything, and then nothing happened. So they're not sure what to say or do.
Well, if it doesn't make them money, then it's not news.
See, the Philippines has had travel set up the way they do. They allow a visa on arrival. And they did that decades ago for a reason. It was to help the country grow. And that's part of their constitution. I think it's in the constitution. That's a major law that they do that. And but there's so many checks and balances on it. You got to if you're a tourist, you have to keep showing up to the Immigration Bureau to apply for extensions. Mm-hmm. And there's all little fees to pay. And there's all different things that you have to go through. You know, they have to check your make sure you're not in trouble, or you haven't your police record and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Because all sorts of weird things are going on in the Philippines. It's like, okay, they want to do a background check and all this stuff and make sure you're a good doobie and whatever they do. And it can take hours. Like if you go to the main branch in Manila, in Intramuros, near the bay, it could take you half a day just to go get in and out and get your extension, your visa extension. But in the if you go
so it's like the DMV.
If you go to I went to a satellite branch in a nice part of the city in Taguig, in BGC, Bonifacio Global City. It was beautiful. It didn't take me all day. It took me a couple hours because it only took me a few minutes to get through the line. And then they said, okay, we're done this part. Now you got to wait about an hour because we're doing a check on your passport. And, you know, and then it was like 59 minutes. And then they gave me my extension. And then I said, oh, this is great. You know, so it is possible that it's quick, but who knows what they're going to change now. But they haven't changed any rules. What they did was they just put everything on hold. Okay, so we're not doing the visas right now. So I don't think that it will take an amendment to the Constitution to like get rid of it completely. So everyone's just wondering what the heck are the delays? Yes, people are testing positive, but it's a normal death rate, I think. And I know people, you know, auto mechanics will argue with me about, oh no, it isn't. Well, you're going by what you heard. No, you just heard something and it wasn't law yet. So a lot of people are doing that. They're hearing things from all over the place, but we're checking the official legal announcements, and that hasn't been said yet. Nothing of the sort has been said. But now they're looking at since yesterday. They are saying now that we're going to look at the feasibility of that.
I mean, it's been long enough.
I know. I have a place to stay, but it's driving me crazy. You know, it's driving me nuts.
Oh,
What do
2
you, what do
minutes.
you guys say? What do you guys
Kids,
in
you
the
got 2
audience say?
minutes.
Mysterious
2 minute warning.
Granny, I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping in. Brave Young Lion, we got My Day Journey. Thanks for, Mega Love, shout out back to you too. Always good to see you guys, especially Sean Uber. Thanks for coming in, Sean.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I know I caught, at the tail end of my day, I caught your live. I think it was last night. So, but I had to crash. I was like,
No, yeah, 3 hours
I
difference.
I was
get
up.
it.
Well, I was up too early. I mean, I've been known to work
You
all
open your
night.
computer.
I used to work nights, but
Look, it is 1 minute till class time. Come on, get your computer open. Got to go to school. Turn it off.
are you guys still doing the virtual school?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
They're not
politics.
letting kids back in school yet.
That's politics.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. That's
Yeah, they
politics.
miss school. They miss going to school really bad.
Well, it's not helping them to do this. The virtual life is driving me crazy. I can
My
imagine.
gamer son. No, I like virtual school. I like not having to. I think what are you doing?
Yeah, that's fun for like 2 weeks, and then it's like it gets old. They got to get out. They got to get to school. People, when I was in school, like when we were kids, it's like, oh, we hate school, but if there was no school, we would hate that too. We would miss the going to school and seeing everybody and interacting with them and actually learning face to face. That you can't replace that. This is nonsense, in my opinion. And it's not just my opinion. And I haven't watched the news lately, so I'm not listening to anybody. But about a year ago, or more than a half a year ago, they were talking about how that needs to stop and that the kids are not really in danger. The kids die from the measles, but most kids won't because they never have and they just don't. But there's always the kid, some kids can't fight something and then, it happens to be this or that. That's true around the world for people. You don't know. And I know a doctor could say the same thing and say, that's why we're shutting down. But we
Well,
didn't
I'm sure some kids are susceptible, but most kids are, healthy and running around and, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But, and some doctors will say, well, that's where we're shutting it. So why have we survived without this all along throughout history? Because it's not,
Yeah.
it's not true. And that's proven. History's proven that that's not true.
Remember the H1N1 pandemic?
I forgot about that. You know why? Because I think that was COVID-1 or SARS-1. It's a similar thing.
Yeah,
But
very similar.
we didn't shut the whole world down, but everyone thinks
No.
that China has the solution. Well, China has had the problem.
He's on.
So,
He's on. Don't worry. My wife's like, is he in school? Yeah, he's on. You got it, right, son?
you can't cause the problem and then sell me the solution. I just don't. There's something wrong with that. There's something scary about that. Well, let's give them a free problem and then we'll sell them the solution. That's what the pusher does. They give you a free sample and then they sell you what you want, what you think you want. You think you want more, so they sell it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, no more free samples. We're going to sell it to you. I give you a free sample so you would buy it forever. Oh, I thought you were being generous. Oh, the bird is funny. Huh? He's farting in your face. I can say
Hold
that.
on, Jay. I gotta mute myself just for a second.
Oh, you got the old Seattle Pilots hat on. I had one of those. I had one of those hats. It was the Seattle Pilots. They no longer. They were a baseball team in the major leagues, and they're no longer in operation. There was a new franchise years later called the Mariners, and they are still going strong, although they've never won a championship. It's too bad because they were very good for a while. They had all the good players, and they let them go. You can't let superstars go and expect a championship. So, have you noticed I went quiet after Sean went on pause because I was trying to get started with Sean. Let's see, guys. It is here. It is noontime. It's 12:03 p.m. It's after midnight over there in the Philippines and Hong Kong. So happy lunchtime here.
Yeah,
It's,
sorry about that, Jay.
Sean's back. I was just talking
Yeah.
about how I was at a loss for words when you went out. I was talking about the Seattle Pilots, and I think you have an old Pilots cap on, right?
Yeah.
I had one of those because we had a softball team called the Pilots, and we wore it. People said, "Well, why do you wear an S when you're the Pilots?" Oh no, we.
For Seattle.
That's so funny.
Or for Sean.
So then we changed our name to the Storm. It's like, oh wait a minute, where'd you get those hats? That's not the Storm. Hey, if this is softball, guys, this isn't the major leagues. So we're just a softball team, guys. But they were cool because. Do you still have the rope across the visor? Do you still have that?
No.
They used to have the gold rope over the visor, right by the cap, over the eyebrows, right?
Oh, that's the old school hat.
Yeah, we had those. My softball team had them. That was like back in the day. That was like 1992. They were already gone by then, but they weren't that far gone. I don't remember when they stopped. How long did they go? How long were they in the major leagues?
Seattle? That's a good question.
The original, the Pilot. The Pilot
They were
team.
before I thought they were always the Mariners.
No, there was a franchise that was called the Pilots, the Seattle Pilots, but they went out. They stopped. The Mariners came a few years later, and that was unexpected. So, I wasn't sure how long he was going to be out for. So, where do we go from here? He's wearing the old Seattle Pilots hat, but I don't. I guess he doesn't really know the full history. So, not sure where that came from. It's just something to talk about. There was they didn't last long. They weren't around for long. The Major League Baseball allowed every so many years they allow a new city to have a pro sports team. And Seattle was next to have a team, and they called it the Pilots. Not sure where that came from. The name Pilots, that means like airline pilot, I guess, or pilot can also mean the first of something. Like on television, if you have like a situation comedy, the first episode would be the pilot episode, like the takeoff. I guess that is where that comes from. And they didn't last long, maybe a couple of years, I guess. And I'm not sure what the problem was. They weren't ready for the big time. The people who owned the team and the city, they weren't ready to get along, I guess, and didn't work. So they died, and then Seattle, I guess, asked for a new franchise, and then we just lost Sean. For whatever reason, they got the Mariners, and then they became good. So, not sure what's happening over there. I guess it can't be lunchtime. Oh, it's school time. So, I guess they need the internet for the lesson download or something. I'm just speculating. Okay, so I don't know if Sean's going to come back on. Let me get my other monitor running and see what I can look at. It's funny, there's no agenda today, so I'm kind of bouncing around here for something to look at. Oh, here we go. So I don't know how interesting that's going to be. I certainly don't want to talk about it. What the Philippines is talking about how the U.S. is going to help them get vaccines and millions more, and then also enter in on a joint venture to produce. So, but who knows when that's going to, see the light of day, or when that's going to really produce results. I don't know. More Western vaccines are coming. I don't know why we pinned all our hopes on that, though. And now I'm hearing, well, it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated. You're still not safe. Really? So which one is it? Why do I want to get vaccinated if I'm not safe? And then why would they say vaccinated people will be allowed to come here, but we're not safe? I don't get it. There's something that doesn't add up there. That's not science-based. This is what somebody with an art degree would tell you, that, well, based on scientific evidence, we're going to do this because it will work. Well, what will work? What will work? You'll be happy to see me not feel safe? I mean, I don't get it. I don't even know where I want to, what direction I want to put my argument in on that. It's so absurd. Our nation is going to be the arsenal of vaccines, is what Joe Biden says. Isn't that already the case? America, the United States, has always been the leader in disease control, I think, in healthcare. And it's also has the leading cost of healthcare too. That's big business. It can't afford anything else in our lives other than healthcare. I know I'm not being specifically focused here, but my head's turning around looking for something to talk about. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to call it, because there's... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Sharon, I heard a sound when the first time you came on. I heard the noise that it gives me, but I didn't hear that this time. And,
yeah, I had to get the kids in school. Son was having trouble with the password.
I lose that. The monitor's putting you on mute because I turned it off. Okay.
So yeah, I just had trouble with my kids. They were having trouble with the password getting into school, so I had to drop off. Sorry about that.
That's what I thought. I said they must need the internet for something to get onto their lessons. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I thought I lost you for a second, but
yeah, you did.
Well, I know somebody else said, well, I can't stay live because there's not enough broadband, so my kids need the lesson, so I can't go live at certain times of day because of that. That was a while back, though. That was back in the beginning of the pandemic. So I thought, well, maybe that's the case, or just getting started. Once you start streaming, it's different.
Now I'm curious on what you said, what you just told me. I wonder what my speed is.
That varies. So if everybody's online for that same reason, your speed could go down.
Oh, okay. I know I'm good. I got like over 100 megabits per second, so that's pretty good.
That's very good. That's what they promise.
Yeah, right. But then it gets like 20.
Speeds may vary. Actual speeds may vary.
Yeah.
When they speed up the disclaimer at the end of a product advertisement, there's something wrong.
I don't know why I was having trouble with my internet last night during my live stream. I got cut off a few times, and I had to go to my phone, my mobile data.
What were you talking about?
Yeah, so I was on my Wi-Fi, my home Wi-Fi last night doing my live stream, and then I lost connection out of the...
Did you have were you using a lot of tabs?
Not a lot. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. I don't know.
That's a lot for Wi-Fi. They say that if you're using Wi-Fi for your live stream, having extra tabs open can drain your and slow you down. So I don't know. It can cause. It will stop. It sounds like clicky, and it'd be like hesitation in between what everyone's saying.
Oh, interesting. I thought it just slowed down your RAM. I
Like
didn't know it
one
had
time,
anything to do with Wi-Fi.
like one time they said Wi-Fi can be a little bit of a problem. Like when I was playing my guitar once, it was cutting out. The sound, the audio was cutting. It sounded like it was skipping.
Jay, do you know who Tommy James and the Shandels are?
Yeah,
Um, they have a
they
song,
do Crimson and Clover.
Crimson and Clover. Yeah.
Didn't they also do Moni Moni?
Uh,
The Billy
I
Idol song? They did the Billy Idol song. They were the original.
oh okay. I wouldn't doubt that.
It's kind of a
There's
rockin' song. Yeah. Yeah.
a song that they did. Well, the producers of Breaking Bad put a song. Um, uh, what is it called? It's Crystal Blue Persuasion.
That was a big one in the 60s. They were big.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest songs. I don't know what year that came out. Late 60s. It might have been 68 or 69. 69 was like the greatest year for the 60s.
Yeah, that was a revolutionary year.
Yeah. Actually, people say, oh, 70s and 80s were the greatest. No, all the 70s and 80s bands learned what they know by growing up in the
In the
60s.
60s, right.
The 60s was the decade. And then obviously those people learned a lot from the 50s. So each decade is a trendsetter for the next decade.
Hmm.
Because
Do you think we're still trending? I mean, since the 2000s, you think we're trending like we were back in the 20th century?
no, it's different now. There's no identity right now in music. It doesn't mean everything is bad. Just means there's no identity. So
Hi, Raina Roberts.
I don't know what else to say about that, but there's a lot of auto tune voice being
Right.
used. There's a lot of so
Sampling.
yeah, and what are they sampling? P Diddy was famous for sampling '80s music during the '90s. He actually said that. So they weren't even making their own music. Well, they were adding something else to it. So it was like patchwork music or crossover, if you will. So
Hmm.
it wasn't technically it wasn't crossover music, but to me, in my own opinion, it's really like patching things together, which isn't exactly crossover. Crossover would be like making an original composition with there's a little hint of rock and roll in that, but there's also some R&B or blues tone to it, and and maybe you bring in a rapper to rap over a verse instead of a lead guitar, or maybe you use both, right? But it's one song. You're not using patchwork compositions. You're not like mixing in what's an original piece of what they did in 1978. You know,
Hmm.
like what Public Enemy did with He Got Game. They did a piece of the Butterfly Springfield song. What's that song? Hey, look, what's that song? I forget how that goes, but
I don't know how. Yeah.
everybody look what
Oh,
coming
yeah.
down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody
That's
look
right.
what's coming down. Public Enemy took that. Now that was like a country folk rock song, and Public Enemy is obviously is hardcore R&B, and
Mm.
but they made that work. And
Yeah.
Run DMC did that with Aerosmith. They made it work. That's crossover. So a little bit. So
I like what Run DMC did with Aerosmith.
right. They pretended they were neighbors and then they hated each other. Stop, turn
Yeah.
that stuff off. It stinks. It's no good. And then they got together and they did the same song. But they did it
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. So, and that was a hit. I played that as a DJ back in the day,
How long were you a DJ for?
about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Some years were better than others. I started off doing house parties and then I moved on to function halls and then I ended up doing lounges. So I ended up doing some good ones. Some nights are better than others. It's not always a packed house and everybody's going crazy. It's not always like that. So you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. Sometimes
But
it's a grind.
the contract holder at one of the top 5 clubs in Boston said to me, I worked right next door, and we shared a parking lot. It was a complex. I was at Holiday Inn, and then one of my friends was at Lombardo's, which was the wedding function hall, the wedding facilities, and the big party hall. And then on the third corner was the Vincent's nightclub, which was a top 5 club. It was posh, you know. It had all the bells and whistles. The New England Patriots would go there on their night off, like on a Friday night. And they said to me, you know what? You're next in line for discotheque Saturday night at
Oh, wow.
Vincent's. And I went, that's cool. And I left town because I had to change careers. So I get a job offer is what happened. And so they moved me halfway across the country just to work.
Oh, wow.
So that was a good move for my career. That made it possible for me to be a hotel controller.
Where were you before? Before going to Boston?
That wasn't, well, that had nothing to do with being a DJ. That was a different line of work. That was accounting. So people would say to me, how do you become a DJ if you're an accountant? No, I was a DJ and I became an accountant. My dad was an accountant, and it's just natural for me to be an accountant. I understand how that works.
You're a numbers guy.
No, there's knowledge. There's knowledge in it. You got to know what accounting is. You got to know debits and credits and how they go together, how they work together, and you got to know generally accepted accounting principles, all that sort of thing. But and general ledger entries and things like that. But if you don't have it in you to understand how numbers go together, then you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be able to grow as an accountant. You're not going to be able.
Do you need to know calculus to be an accountant?
No. I studied algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, but I didn't finish. The calculus would have been the last one, and I didn't finish it. So
that's tough. It's hard to conceptualize.
Well, calculus is the understanding of how it all goes together. So I didn't go all the way in that part of math. That's mathematics. I didn't go all the way in that, but I understood trigonometry and algebra and geometry. So it's you put it all together, and then the next step is calculus. So I didn't go that far, but I understood trigonometry and geometry and algebra. So I did understand it. So, but understanding it and getting good grades and then going 50 years without thinking about it, it's like learning a language. Like I studied French in the 11th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, or starting in the 5th grade. But it's gone now. I don't remember French. I mean, I know some words and voulez-vous coucher. I was like, moi.
Oh, there you go.
But I can't speak French. I know.
Pointer Sisters.
I think I know if somebody Patty LaBelle. I think.
Oh, Patty
know,
LaBelle.
Yeah. I think I know when people are speaking French because we have Haitians around it and they speak French. And so I can understand. I know when I hear the French accent and somebody speak. I think I know, but there's so many languages, and I don't really know much French. I can't start speaking French, even though I studied it through school, because it's gone. I left it behind. It's the same thing with Tagalog. I'm starting to forget now.
Oh, really?
I didn't remember what.
I find your lessons actually very helpful as an American.
You got to keep listening to it.
Point of view.
You got to keep listening to it over and over. You got to keep putting more phrases together, and then a long sentence you got to break it into phrases, and that's the hard part because you got to spend time doing it. So it's hard. Hi, Rena. Rena Roberts hanging out. I think you said hello to her already.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
How do you do that? There you go. Little heart. There's a little heart.
This.
You can do that, or you can do the little. If you only have one hand free.
I don't know how that makes a heart. I just don't know.
Well, you got the two lobes of the heart, right? You got one lobe with your thumb, the other lobe with the other finger. Sonny bit me on this finger, so it doesn't look very, very good. You got me right in the cuticle, man. It's painful.
Yeah, put some alcohol on that. Oh, you have lip balm? Put some lip balm on there.
Oh yeah, lip balm.
like
I keep
ballistics.
re-injuring it. I should probably put a Band-Aid on it.
The best is the menthol. The ballistics is the best. That'll or something like that. Yeah. Or the ointment, the healing ointment with the Band-Aid, that'll work too. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
looking forward to traveling. I want to go to El Salvador.
I can't. Yeah, I think I mentioned a friend of mine. I hired a girl that was from El Salvador, and I worked closely with her for 2 years. So, and
Yeah,
then when I
they're very
quit,
friendly.
she called me up and she said, "Can I use you as a reference for a new job?" I said, "Have him call me right away." So he called me, and I gave her. I talked to her for like 10 minutes, and then finally I said, let me just tell you, you should hire her as soon as possible before someone else does."
That's nice.
And she called me up the next day. She goes, "What did you say to him? Thank you so much. Thank you so much." I said, "Oh, so I guess you got the job?" She goes, "Yeah." So
That's awesome.
then I talked to her like 2 weeks later, and she says, "I love my job."
That was the right thing to say, Jay.
We were talking and talking, right? And I was telling him that she's good at this and that, and I told her what I liked about her as an employee, and I said, "You know what? You should just hire her as soon as possible before someone else does, because then she won't be available." So he hired her. He called her and said, "Do you want the job?"
Very good.
Because that's all I need to hear. That's all I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better hire her, because a lot of people are hesitant to say stuff. They don't want to go overboard.
Yeah.
But that says everything. If they don't, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for some. Would you hire her again? Would you hire her back again if you needed someone? I said, let me just put it this way: you hire her now. Hang up from me and call her and ask her if she wants the job. And tell her that you want her to take the job.
Was she in accounting with you, or what was she doing?
Yeah, she was in accounts receivable and cash.
Oh, okay.
So that's an airport hotel, 300 rooms. So that she was busy.
Yeah.
Busy, but she did everything right. And I didn't have to teach her much about accounts receivable. She goes, "I don't know what to do." And I said, "Okay, well, we had to learn how to work the system." But she goes, I still don't know what to do. If we don't get paid right away, what do I do?" And I said, "Okay, you make that your best friend." No, it's not your best friend. It's your only friend. So what you do is you call them and say, "Hi, I'm Adalia, and I'm at the Embassy Suites Hotel, and I just want to make sure if you're the right person to talk to, because I sent invoices about 30 days ago and I haven't heard back from anyone. I just want to make sure that it went to the right place and everything's in good order."
Right.
That's really all you say to them, and you just be friendly, and because they'll take care of you. If you're friendly, I want to take care of her.
Right.
You call them and say, "You guys got to pay us."
No, you're not going to get anywhere that way. Huh?
They won't return your phone calls. So
yeah.
So there was an airline or something like that they weren't replying to us.
Oh.
So she goes, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Well, let me see your call record." Because one of the things you need to do as an accountant is you're trying to collect money. You need to make a written record of your attempts to call them and tell them they owe you money.
Yeah.
So she goes, "Okay, so I'm calling them like every other day." And I said, "Okay, forward the last email because it was email." So I said, "Forward the last email that you have between you and her." And she did, and I said, "Okay, it doesn't look like she's responding to you. So, and you're being nice. So, let me see the credit application, because we don't just bill anybody; they have to apply for that for credit." So, and it was an airline sending in distressed passengers or something like that.
Oh.
So I said they went. So I forget exactly who it was. So I said, "Let me see the credit application." I said, "Okay, so right here. This is her boss. Her boss applied for credit, and then her boss's boss signed it."
Mm.
So we have both their phone numbers and both their email addresses. So I'm gonna take your forwarded email and I'm gonna forward it to her boss and I'm gonna copy her and I'm gonna copy you and I'm gonna copy the president of that company. And I'm gonna be really nice. I'm gonna go, you
Yes.
guys promised that this would be a 30-day deal, and it's like 40 days or whatever. I said, just let me know what's going on. Like let me know what forget exactly how I said it, but it was kind of nice. I said, just let me know if there's an issue that we don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll work it out. Let's just communicate here.
She called me the same day, like 2 hours later or so. I don't even know if it was that long. And she goes, "We're so sorry. You'll have a check by Thursday."
And they didn't even need to say sorry. Just all you had to hear was they're going to send the check.
All she had to see was that I emailed her boss and I copied her. Oh no, I emailed her and I copied her boss is what I did. I didn't go straight to her boss. I just copied her boss. I said, you guys on the credit app, you promised that it would be 30 days. And then we haven't heard back from you, so we don't know what's taking so long. And the problem is we haven't heard back from you is the problem.
Right.
So and then
her boss replied
and said, "Yeah, we'll take it." It was like $4,000. So it wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's not little change.
So yeah. So now it's my job. Now, if somebody doesn't pay within like 60 days, it's my job to have a record of that I contacted them, or else I'm not doing my job. So, and if it's 90 days, they don't like me anymore.
That's the thing with owning your own business. You got to wear multiple hats. Because I'm an ergonomist, safety professional, and I go contract out to a company called Human Scale. Human Scale provides equipment like chairs, keyboard trays, to help reduce ergonomic related injuries. Yeah. So, but they also do consulting services. So they hire out people like me to go out to their offices to do ergonomics evaluations.
Hey, Sean, can you help me figure out how to set myself up so that I can stand up and do this? I don't have to sit down. I want to stand up, but I want this to have a riser.
There you go.
When I quit my job, right, I went to the Philippines, and then like 4 months later, I came back and I visited my boss. And him and the controller, like one that took my place, they both had that all set up. And I went,
they had the sitting, yeah.
I said, son of a gosh darn it. How come I didn't have that set up here?
Yeah.
I always thought of it, but I never did it. See, so you could have done that.
They're becoming more and more affordable nowadays.
Well, I didn't want to spend a dime on myself because, I'd always say, hey, I don't spend money, And they like that. I had a giant monitor on my desk once, and the corporate vice president of accounting shows up. Like, I've met him before, but he hadn't been there in like 7 years. Or 5 years or whatever. And he shows up and he's like, hey, can I borrow your computer? My laptop's not getting it. We're not getting our email from the connection. It's down or something. So he came over to use my computer. And he's like, wow, look at this monitor. This is fantastic. And I went, yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but I got that as a salvage. It didn't cost us anything.
Oh, wow.
I said they were going to throw it out because it wasn't working in HD, but I got it working in VGA. So it's fine for me, and I didn't have a monitor. So he goes, "Oh, that's a good idea."
that's always the best deal is free.
Because it's my job to save us money when possible.
And sometimes these furniture companies, it costs them money to get rid of furniture. So if you go in and say, "Hey, do you have anything to give away?" They're like, "Hey, please take this. Take this.
What can we take off your hands?
What can we take?" Yeah.
Yeah. So, where were we?
So there's free stuff out there, guys. You just have to look for it.
Yeah, because it's worth more to you than it is for them. To them, it's actually costing them money to hold on to it. So you get
right, or it costs them money to get rid of it.
Exactly. So we got to get rid of it, but we would rather someone take it off our hands. That makes everything easier for everybody. So you're doing them a favor by taking it. So we had some old Korean TVs that we were changing them out for like LGs, right? So, and we had like 600 of them, but a lot of them weren't working right because they were getting old. So And they had mine on the scrap pile, and I went, "What's wrong with this one?" And he says, "Well, it's not working in NHC." I said, "Does that mean it's working in VGA?" He goes, "Well, bring it to your office and find out." So I did, and it worked. I kept it for years. I had that thing for years.
Wow.
Like everyone else is getting new little monitors, the new 17-inch monitors.
Yeah, 17-inch,
whatever they are, and everyone's got a new one. And it's like I had the same old one because it was 32 inches. It was too big for my desk, but I had it in the corner, and I said, "Oh, that's
there you go."
I like it. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. Like for graphics, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. It wasn't.
But it was good for emails and stuff like that.
And worksheets, spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is what I was using it for. So the graphics weren't that bad. So I didn't.
You don't need that high refresh rate or anything unless you're playing like video games.
Right. And I never did that. I never even looked at sports online.
Oh yeah, sports is another one. Yeah, because everything's moving so fast.
Or social media. So I didn't even know that they eventually blocked social media, and I didn't know. And one day, so I'm working on the weekend, and I'm like, I'm not home, so I want to go to a social media site, and it said blocked by your corporation, not allowed or whatever. And I'm like, they did that? Really? So, I didn't even know. Hey, Melody, it's break time? Yeah, you know what?
My daughter has her computer blasting in the background. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even hear Jay.
Yeah, Melody just stopped in. I'm just saying, yeah, we're just shooting the breeze. There's no agenda. It's no agenda Monday.
It's Shoot the Breeze Monday.
There's never an agenda on J Mike. It's just whatever you guys want to talk about is pretty much my agenda, and that's usually the case.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll rant for the first few minutes, but then if you guys start saying stuff, that's what the agenda is going to be. So it's better that way. I think it's not. I know Melody has a.
Yeah, most of the people here, I think, are here to support you, Jay.
Melody's got her way of doing
whatever
things.
You want to talk about.
And that's fine. I like the way she does things, but that's her niche. And I like how she sings while she's thinking and she's looking at her monitor. She's looking up somebody that in the chat to show their channel, and while she's doing that, she'll sing. And it's not like karaoke like Anna does. Anna will stop and play the whole song and she'll sing it, like a production. But Melody will just go, okay, let's go find Sean Ober's channel, and then she'll start singing.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the chat and I'll go, well, I like that song. Sing that for us. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I'm just having fun. So it's all good. It's all good. There's so many different ways of doing it.
That reminds me, I gotta learn that Crystal Blue Persuasion song so I can sing it in my next live stream.
That's a hard one to sing. It's not the usual type of song.
That's true. The choruses are pretty high.
I can't even imagine how to sing that song. I've never tried.
Crystal Blue Persuasion.
See, we can't. Yeah.
It's a new vibration. So something like that.
I've learned that I can't sing songs I like, songs that I love, because I love all songs, but I can't just sing a song I love. I have to sing a song that works for my voice and my ability to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do that, it'll sound good. But I can make a mistake. Like I was doing this Sinatra song for years. Once a year I would sing it at karaoke, something stupid. And I thought, I'll do that. And I was on Song for Anna. And I started off too high. And I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to start off low. Because
then it builds up.
No. Yeah. And but I started off too high and I couldn't do it. And I tried to change in the middle of the song and it was terrible. So I'm like, how did I screw up a song that I always do it right? I did it right. I mean, it's not great, but it's right. I did it right. You know what I mean? So I'm an average singer, but it's when a song like that, if you do it right, it sounds okay. So, but the everyday songs I like, I can't necessarily sing them because they don't fit me. So that's why I'll always sing the same one. It'll get demonetized though if it'll get copyright claim.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the copyright claim if you're not monetized.
Now, my question is, if I do a 3-minute song with a claim, what happens to my 3-hour live stream?
You're not monetized, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm counting my watch hours because I'm
It'll
headed to.
count. It'll count towards your watch hours.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
okay. So
Everything's cool. Everything's cool. It's just that once you are monetized, you won't get paid for that. So you can create content once you're monetized. You just create content that doesn't have the claims on it.
so what about the people that are always doing karaoke? What are they? What's happening to them?
They just want to spread the love. They don't want to like get money from it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with copyright claim. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with it.
I have a couple because I have some
It's just the
TikToks.
strikes you got to watch out for.
I have a couple of TikToks up there, whatever you want to call them. They're not all TikTok, but if you do an upright video for less than 2 minutes, it's like TikTok. It's what they call it, the YouTube Shorts. No,
Yeah.
so I have got a couple of those. Yeah. Some people, that's all they do, and
Yeah.
but their friends like it. So what am I gonna? I'm not. I can't be all things and to everybody. I can't. I can only do what I'm only one guy. So, but I like lots of different things. I can't do everything. I'm not. I can't teach you how to dance, but I enjoy it. I
Do
can play
you
it.
do you dance? Do you go out and dance? Do you like to go out and dance?
Well, I was a dance music DJ for like 20 years, but I didn't really do much of the dancing. You
Do,
know,
have you ever gone to like ballroom dancing lessons or something?
I took I took a merengue lesson. I took a samba lesson. I took a salsa lesson, and I actually took one ice dancing lesson. That was very hard because
Oh wow, that
because
sounds hard.
I'm an avid ice skater, and I was a rink guard, and a woman came along, and she's an ice dancer, and she started talking to me. She goes, and I'm watching her, and she said, "Yeah, I've been doing this all my life." And I said, "I've been doing this all my life, skating like this." And I had hockey skates, she had figure skates. So she said, "Do you want to do a lesson?" She goes, "I'll give you a free lesson." So I said, "Sure." And it was hard, man, really hard. And she goes, "Yeah, you did okay." And I thought, "Yeah, but it was hard. I can skate, but it was hard to do that because the footwork is like, you got to watch that." It's like, it kind of gave me, do you know how like, when you're doing something you don't know how to do it, it kind of gives you a headache?
You have
And
Chicago vlog in the
Un
house.
Chavacano, hello. I'm not watching the stream, but hi, Un Chavacano. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Wow, Jay, you got
No,
40. It looks like you got 42 likes. That's
no
awesome, man.
way. That was not possible. Wow. Let me
Good
refresh that.
job, man.
I didn't expect that. I thought it was dead today. Oh, you know what happened? We had a roads
Oh
raid.
yeah, that's
We had,
right. You got a raid.
yeah, it's like 20 people. So, hey, thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have to learn how to say that like a Filipino. Thank you so
Yo, I
much.
just discovered a Filipino market when I was doing my Uber Eats run yesterday. I'm like, oh, you must specialize in Filipino food. They're like, yeah. I think it was called Gabriella's Market, and I saw adobo on one of the menu pieces. I was
One
like,
of
oh,
There's a live streamer. She got really big really quick this year. Brenda M. Swanson, I think it is. So I knew that she had connections to a Japanese restaurant, but I didn't realize that. I'm not exactly sure, but I think her husband's the owner and she's the general manager. I did not know that. I knew that she had some connection to it, but I didn't really realize it because it's hard to watch everybody all the time. Like I can't follow one person like everything they do all the. I just
right,
I can't do that. So there's always questions I have, but it's she's Filipino and they have a Japanese like a sushi restaurant and I think it's in San Diego. I forget where they are.
oh,
Somewhere.
that's cool.
I'm not sure if it's San Diego. It might be.
California
Somewhere.
though, huh?
It's either Phoenix or San Diego. I forget where they are. Somewhere in the
Oh,
Southwest. So, but I'm not in close touch with her. I'm connected on Facebook, but it's incredible that that she's a general manager of a sushi bar or something like that, some kind of a great restaurant. And she did a video. I remember the video, but I forgot. I forgot the story. Thank you for stopping by, Each Overcano,
Yeah.
and Melody, and Rena. Thanks, guys. It's always good to see everybody. Sometimes I wasn't. It's right in front of me, and I wasn't paying attention to it. So sometimes I leave those chats on there for that reason. And I haven't figured out how to minimize how to get us a little smaller so you can see the surround. I haven't figured out how to do that. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just did it. For some
There
reason,
you
it
go.
wasn't working. I tried to do that like a week ago, and I couldn't get that to pop into place. It wasn't working right, so that's better. And I also haven't figured out how to put a picture in there.
Oh, to share the screen? Because
No,
do you have the
to fill the
free?
surround. No, I can do that, but I haven't figured out how to fill the black area.
Oh, are you paying for your StreamYard?
No, it's the free version.
Oh, but so you can't add anything. That's why you need to pay for it to add that
It
stuff.
still it looks cool though. I like it. All these little
Yeah.
things to get you to subscribe. I'm not that big yet. I don't really need it yet.
No, yeah. You stick with the free stuff until you get big.
Yeah. So I haven't figured that out.
Yeah. The Hapsters has it. I think she pays like $20 a month.
Yeah, I mean, when I was working, I could afford, I had Lexus and everything else. I had all this stuff, right? And easy money to throw away. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm working to spend my money. Why don't I just quit having a little money and forget all that stuff? It's hard though, because
Yeah.
now there's a travel ban and I can't get back. So there are things I don't have because of that. But someone said, "Oh, you're just a cheapskate moron because you need to live in a country that's cheap." And I'm thinking, well,
What a
I said,
negative thing to
so
say.
there was a troll in the chat, but not on this
Yeah.
chat. I was in somebody else's chat, but I'm thinking to myself, why would I go somewhere just because it's cheaper? You don't do that. You go somewhere where you love it. You love it there, and not only that you love the people. Like I have friends there, but if I couldn't contact any of them, I would get to know more people, and then they would be my friends. That's the way it is in the Philippines. But I have family there. They're not blood related, but they're my family. My host will say, "You, when you get back here, you come in here first." It's RJ's cousin, but she's my mom's age, but she's like she considers herself my aunt.
Oh, that's sweet.
My foreign mother is what she calls herself. When
Yeah.
they ask who I am, it's, oh, that's my American nephew. She's not
Oh, that's
lying.
cool.
She's not lying. That's what
Yeah.
we are. I'm her nephew. She's my aunt.
Exactly.
But it's not blood, but to us it is. It's like blood, sweat, and tears. She hosted me for like over 3 months. I've been there 7 times. I was there every year. Every year I was there, like for a day or two, because my trips were short. But now my trips are longer and I can't go.
Yeah.
So but she's going to expect me, and I can't have it any other way, that I will stop by her place as soon as possible. Because it's been too long. I was supposed to get back there last June, not this June, last June. So I had to cancel everything. I went 3 months because I bought the tickets in February, and I thought, okay, this is happening in March. I said, this is strange, but this will be over by June. It's 3 months. This is going to last 3 months, and then here we are, 17 months later, 16 months later, still wondering what the heck's going on. I just think we're not in as much danger as everyone's saying we are. There's always somebody that's going to be hurt by a virus.
I mean, it's no doubt it's a serious virus.
We don't want. I don't want, and I don't believe that everyone is going to be severely affected or can completely avoid it either. If you're suffering from cancer and diabetes, you're what are your hopes and dreams? Are you going to travel? So okay, so when I travel, they're not traveling. It doesn't mean they wish that they can't travel. It means I already know that they can't. Or they wouldn't. They probably would not. There's a
Well,
law. There's a law in the United States. They don't give visas to every Filipino who applies for a visa to come to the United States. But if you're over 80, they'll automatically give you a visa if you apply. Because people over 80 aren't traveling.
no,
This is before COVID. We never heard of COVID, and this was already the thing in place.
right.
So people over 80 don't necessarily travel. Why would you travel? Why would you go from the Philippines to the United States at the age of 80, 81, or whatever? That's hard. That's hard for a 50-year-old to do that. When I was in my 50s, I was doing it. And the first time I went, I thought my back was going to explode. It's like I can't keep sitting in this chair. My back is it's like burning.
Right, right.
Now I got used to it, and I didn't think I could because it was kind of painful. And I thought I'm in good shape, but I wasn't in the shape
But
to.
when it doesn't matter how good of shape you are if you're static, you know, you're
Well,
just.
being in good shape didn't teach me how to stay in a chair for 24 hours.
Hmm.
It was different, so I had to keep getting up and stretching. But then I started getting used to it. But now I can't travel, so I don't know if those seats are ergonomic. Like this, really,
What's the longest you've had to sit in an airplane seat for?
about I want to say 12 to 14 hours. I can't remember how long it
Oh
was.
yeah, that's pretty long.
I had to sleep and sitting up, so that's just hard.
That
Um,
is very hard. Yeah,
and now I realize, you know what? You can't wear a mask and eat, but it's good to fall asleep with a mask on because then if your head goes back, your mouth opens, you have a
that's
mask.
right.
You have a mask
Yeah,
on. So that's
that's
not a
true.
bad thing. But I can't skate. I can't ice skate with a mask on because the carbon dioxide is exhausting me immediately, and then I have to sit down, and then I'm catching my breath and I'm breathing carbon dioxide. You can't do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because then you're
Especially
like
with
this.
glasses, because it'll fog up your glasses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't skate with the glasses on, but I'm trying to catch my breath, and I'm in good shape. I'm a skater, and I find myself breathing hard, and that's not normal for me. I don't run out of breath on the ice, but when I go to the bench, it's like I have to take my mask off, or I'm going to suffocate.
Hmm.
You don't breathe carbon dioxide to catch your breath. So somebody didn't understand something when they did that, and I don't know why people weren't complaining. So I stopped
Well,
doing
I
it.
also hear there's that UV rays also kills the virus. So if you're outside, why are you wearing a mask if the sun kills the
There's so
virus?
many arguments against what we're doing that, but yet we're doing it, and we're not listening. I should say the leadership isn't listening, or most of the leadership isn't listening. Most of the world leaders, they say they're listening to somebody, whatever whoever their task forces are, but they're not. Not everybody is wrong. I think there are some good points to be made against all this, social distance. We don't. That's not the answer. The distancing and the shutting down of large, and they keep saying we need to shut down large gatherings. I say we don't, and they'll say, well, you're not an expert. Oh, really? I understand the laws of large numbers, and I know that the media is using large numbers to scare everybody, and then to say, well, we want you to do this to be safe, and I disagree with that. With the entirety. I don't disagree with everything, but I disagree with the entirety of how we're dealing with this. Like, I don't think we should be doing all these things, and we have so many people like just automatically being complicit with it and complying. Like, compliance, we need compliance. We're going to get compliance. You're going to comply, and they have a right. I mean, legally, people who are running governments have a right to do that. It's their sovereign right to to say, hey, you have to wear a mask here. If I enter your country, you're telling me to wear a mask. That's the deal. I understand that. But okay, so I'm willing to get vaccinated and go wear a mask and do the 2 weeks. So why can't I come? Which
Yeah,
one?
it's been over what a year and 3 months since the breakout.
It's been over 15 months. Yeah, it's going on 16.
Yeah,
It's been even longer since I had a ticket. But so something doesn't add up. If
yeah.
one
It's
thing is
too much
true,
time has
if
gone
one
by.
thing is true, then the other thing can't be true. So why are you telling me that one thing is true and then the other thing is true? It does, and what I mean is like, okay, so I'm willing to quarantine when I get there. I will be disease free or I will be negative, and then you'll still make me wait the 10 days or however many days it is, and then you will test me again and you will make me wait 3 more days, and then you will let me go. So if I agree to that, why can't I go? It's not in place. There's no agreement to that. Like they can't let me. So I'm trying to agree with things, but I don't agree that everything that is in place makes sense. It makes sense. See, if it makes sense to everybody and then they keep doing it, what sense is that? What sense does it make to always
Yeah,
wearing masks and no travel and social distancing? I couldn't go to 2 rock concerts and a NBA game. I couldn't go. I had to like get my money back for my tickets. I wanted to see Santana, I wanted to see UB40, and I wanted to see the Boston Celtics because
ah,
I hadn't been to a game since Game 7, 1984. So I thought, you know what, I want to see a game. And I thought, we're going to a game. We're going to sit on the first row of the balcony, the first balcony on the first.
oh, nice,
So we'd be
good
looking,
view,
we would be right over the Celtics bench looking down in front of us. So I thought,
nice.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we didn't go. It was canceled.
And when was that?
That was in April. That would have been right at the end of the regular season last year.
Ah,
No, the thing is, they were hot. They were a hot team back then. They were in first place. So then now there would be good news and bad news. The good news is I can go to a game. The bad news is they suck.
they went to the conference finals though, right? They just got
Yeah,
beat
like
by the
three out
Miami
of 4
Heat.
years. 3 out of 4 years they were the losers in the conference finals. But that's like a departure from history where they're always getting to the finals.
And they're in the playoffs this year too. They're playing against the Nets,
Yeah,
the
the
Brooklyn
betting odds
Nets.
the betting odds say that they don't stand a chance. What's that? I haven't even watched.
Yeah, they lost game one.
Who lost?
The Celtics lost game one to the Nets.
Yeah, the betting man says that the Celtics don't stand a chance. I don't, and it's not because they're not good players. They have good players, but they don't have the right kind of team.
Right. Their
Um,
depth isn't all there yet.
I saw from the end of last year where they lost in Game 7 in the conference finals. They should
Hi,
have won.
Sherilyn.
They could have won. Sharon Anipi, hello, back to you. Thanks for coming in. Oh, they could have won. And then when I saw the changes that were made, I thought, why are they doing this? It doesn't make sense. And then sure enough, they didn't win. So I'm not an expert. Danny Ainge knows more than I do about building a pro basketball team, but I just didn't get the feeling that he was bringing in the right combination of players. They have good players, and they were good players on other teams, but
Yeah, Kwame Brown is good. Jason Tatum is good.
but it doesn't make sense that they're all on the same team.
Hey, Brett's in the house.
Hey, Brett was here earlier, I think, if I remember correctly. So
Oh,
what's
cool.
going on? Yeah, there's no agenda. We're just talking about different things. And I guess
Yeah,
that
now we're on sports. We're talking about basketball.
yeah, and I
Right
haven't
up
really
your
been
alley,
watching.
Brett.
I haven't really been watching, but I guess nothing's changed. That's the sad thing. Nothing. I'll watch a little football but the more you watch, the more it stays the same.
I can't wait until the football season starts.
I know.
Man, it's going to be exciting.
I was in
17 regular season games.
I was in
That's
the
awesome.
Philippines not last year, but in 2019, and I thought I got to see an NFL game, and I finally got the app, and it didn't work, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then finally got it to work, and it was like Game 4, Game 3, because they weren't letting me buy it. It was weird. I couldn't understand that, and I don't know how I got it. I can't remember how I made it work, but then then I got it to work, and whatever. The rest is history.
I gotten used to not having to watch live sports because everything is on YouTube now.
Yeah, but you can't watch it. Yeah, and sometimes I don't want to watch it if the game's over. I don't. There's something about the drama of a live game. You know, if you're a purist and you want to see the game, that's see how it develops. That's fine, but it takes away the drama,
That's true.
and that's what
Yeah.
sports is all about. Sports is all about what's going to happen. You see people that made a large bet on a game, right? And it's like that shouldn't have happened. I would have won the bet, and I didn't lose because of some stupid call. It's like you
Yeah.
can't live like that. You can't
No.
live like that. You just got to watch and say, okay, what's going to happen here? And people don't enjoy it that way. I
Well,
mean,
some people think it's more fun to watch that way.
well, it makes them.
There's something on the line,
It sure makes them watch, and they're like, oh, I got to watch the game. Why? I got money riding.
I got money riding on it. Yeah.
But then they always have a reason. They were cheated. A
Yeah.
referee, or whatever happens.
Hey,
That
that's the
shouldn't
name
have
of the
happened.
game, man.
That shouldn't have happened. I was ripped off. I was cheated. The Patriots are cheaters.
Oh, but
Really.
if they have won, then they're not complaining.
They filmed our practice. How can that be possible? How do you let someone film your practice? How did they get in there? How did you like teams teams have open practice, but then they say, okay, this is the closed practice set. This is the closed part of practice. Everyone has to go home now. Right? So how do you have somebody there filming your practice? And then what difference does it make? That's like saying they stole our signs. Okay, so why don't you have a genius way of changing your signs or completely not doing this for for a curveball?
Yeah.
You
That's
have to
one of the reasons
understand.
why the Raiders lost against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Gruden knew everything about the Raiders.
Well, the thing they know that you can't stop is they know your tendencies.
Yeah.
That's how the Patriots won. They lost to the Rams in the regular season in 2001. They lost to the Rams in the regular season. It was a close to the best game, and
Hmm.
and then Belichick learned all he needed to know about their tendencies. And he says, "Okay, guys, we're going to approach it differently. We're not going to do this or that or the other thing. We're going to do what is safest, and we'll see what happens. And do your job." And then the Rams thought, "Oh, they cheated because they must have known our playbook." No, they knew your tendencies. They played you already. They know that Kurt Warner's going to drop back. He's going to hitch to the right, and he's going to throw it over to Isaac Bruce. They already knew that.
Or check it down to what's the running back's name?
Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was disgruntled, like they were cheating because they didn't understand how they got beat, so they thought, oh, they were cheating.
And they had that guru offensive coach,
Mike
uh,
Martz,
Mike Martz. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's not a secret. Everybody knows what you do. So where's the secret? Um, they knew how to play. That's like saying, well, they knew my sign for a curveball, and they knew a curveball was coming.
Excellent. Thank you.
Remember Pedro Martinez?
Yeah, Pedro Martinez. Yeah.
They've got him on film as saying, "We don't need signs. I'm throwing you a fastball and you ain't hitting it." He stepped off the mound and walked toward the plate and pointed at the batter, and he goes, Jason Veritek was the catcher. He goes, "Jason's not giving me any signs. I'm throwing a fastball and you ain't hitting it." And he went back to the mound and he looked in and he went to his delivery. And sure enough, swing and a miss on a fastball.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way you need to play it. I'm
Yeah.
throwing you a fastball. You can't hit it.
Right. And sometimes that works with the running game in football, right? I'm going to run it down your throat. Try to stop me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the mark of a champion. You always hear this. No, everyone wanted to like hit Houston Astros players with the pitch because they were cheating and stealing signs. Oh, really? Do you think in 1899 they weren't stealing signs?
Right.
Or in 1902? In 1900, the first World Series was 1901. Are you kidding me? They were trying to figure out what the Giants' signs were.
Hmm.
That's crazy. That's like childish to think, oh, they need to be suspended or whatever it is, kicked out of baseball because they were stealing signs. Oh, really? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And you hear all these people on the radio or wherever they are about, oh yeah, that's not right. Really? And these are the
What
first
what
people.
do you think of the controversy of Barry Bonds not being or held back into the Baseball Hall of Fame because of suspected steroids? I mean, obviously he did steroids. His head was bigger than when he was younger, but
In the early days, it was something else. They were using like speed.
obviously he was taking something. But wasn't everybody taking something at that time? I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, and you're gonna take an entire era out of the Hall of Fame. Why? They're still playing baseball.
Right. It did. How could it
If
affect
you
his
had you
high
had
hand coordination?
you had pitchers throwing fastballs and, suspected to be on steroids, and you had hitters hitting fastballs suspected to be on steroids. What's the difference?
Right.
In
That's
the
why I
old
said Hall of Fame
in
is a joke.
in the
Yeah.
old days, hey, right. In the old days, they were taking something not called steroids to stay ahead. I don't know what greenies or
Yeah. To
something.
heal faster, to get back on the field.
There's always something. Well, no, it sped up the metabolism of their bodies. Not caffeine, but something like it, and whatever it
Oh,
was,
okay.
like a speed or amphetamines or whatever it was.
Right. Amphetamines. Yeah.
Anything to wake them up and make them
And get
faster.
them going. Yeah.
So there was never anything said about that. Some guy said, "Hey, chicken and coffee for me." I
Or the
eat fried.
smelling salts.
I eat chicken. Yeah, I eat chicken and coffee. Coffee is a big deal. You get a cup of coffee before the game.
Oh yeah,
You're
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 jacked.
you're up and running. I used to do that in softball, right? And people would say, "How do you keep running?" Because I was like a base stealer and stuff like that. It's like, how do you do it? One guy said, I'm at least as fast as you. I'm going to steal home when I get to third base. He get to third base. I couldn't believe it, right? I said, oh, he's on
Uh-huh.
third base now. On the first pitch, he tried to steal home, and they threw him out. He goes, I can't believe they threw me out. How do you do it? It's not just pure speed. You're running into outs here. You can't do
Yeah,
that. I told
you
you not
knew
to go.
his tendency.
So I get to third base, and my coach gives me the steal sign.
B Rabbit channels in the house.
Hey, B Rabbit. Oh, he's back. Thanks for coming back. So I get this is back in the day. This is like the late '80s, and I get to third base, and my coach before the first pitch, he's giving me the steal sign, and I don't move, and I don't take my foot off third, and the other team is yelling, "He's not going." Right, and my first base coach is like waving his arms, like he's not listening.
Yeah.
He's not following. He's not reading the signs. Right. So the second pitch, I don't take my foot off third. And they're like, he's not going. And then now the first base coach is like, all right, don't you see the signs? And he goes, timeout. And he calls me over. He says, you got the steal sign. I said, dude, it doesn't work that way. Don't worry. Now they think I'm not going. So I walked back to third. And I don't know what they were thinking. Why is the first base coach talking to the runner on third? Probably telling him to stay safe. Right? So the pitch. Now I'm watching the pitcher. He did the same thing twice. His team was on the first base coach's side, the first base side. So on the first pitch, they said he's not going, and he looked at his dugout and he went, "That's right, we're bad," or something like that. And he did the same thing on the second pitch. He took like 3 steps in, took the throw back from the catcher, and looked at his side and goes, "We got this game," or something like that. And then on the third pitch, he did the same thing. And when he got the ball back, I was halfway home. That's how you do it. Your speed's not going to steal any base. You got to
Anticipation.
You got to do it. You got to get halfway home because he's too close. Anyone will just toss it from that distance. He's not even 40.
Right.
He's like 30 feet away. He's just going to toss it home. They're going to wait for you to slide, no matter how fast you are. You got to get halfway home.
You got to truck them over.
So now everyone's like making noise because they're like celebrating. So I start scoring and they continue screaming and he doesn't know why. And he turns around. So he turns around. It's too late.
Yeah.
That's how you steal. That's how you
Do you know, I tried to steal in Little League and they called me out for taking my foot off the bag. I'm like, what? So
you have to keep in fast pitch, it's the same way. You have to keep your foot on the base while the pitcher's holding the ball. So you have to wait for the pitch to be released. That's why I waited for him to get the ball back. So what I waited for was the catcher to let it go.
But in the major leagues, you didn't have to do that. In major leagues, the pitcher can have the ball.
Right,
And
but it's not
so
major
I
league.
was just mimicking the major leagues, and they called me out. So, but my
Yeah.
coach never told me that. My coach never coached me up on that.
Yeah, they
So
can't.
it was my
they can't-
coach's fault.
Right. So yeah, they can't teach you everything at once. So that's why I waited for the catcher to release the ball back to the pitcher because I knew the pitcher wasn't going to be looking at me because they already decided I wasn't going. That was
Yeah,
the whole reason I waited.
That's true, Right's Way. Absolutely.
That was the whole reason I waited. So thanks, B Rabbit. Oh, wait a minute. Right's Way says let all the guys in baseball. Yeah. They're all going to get in. Not all of them, but the Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, they're going to get in, and maybe Mark McGuire. I'm not sure. And Sammy Sosa. Yeah, McGuire, Bonds, and so. Oh, yeah, that's what you said. The host is not paying attention. I have my screen on small. That's why I'm not really seeing that. Thanks for hanging out, B Rabbit. This is great. Thank you, sir. Yeah, they're not going to let all I think I can't remember his name. Brady Anderson. He's not getting in. He hit 51 home runs for the Baltimore Orioles one year in the 80s. He was the only 50 home run hitter. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame.
Why is that, Jay?
He's not really compared to the other guys in that time that took steroids. He wasn't the best of the best.
Oh.
Before he got to Baltimore, he only hit like 9 home runs, and then he had a 51 home run season.
Oh my God!
And then he didn't continue hitting the home runs. It was all.
Oh yeah. You got to go on a streak.
So he wasn't Mark McGuire or any of those guys. So there's a lot of those guys are not getting in.
Right, you got to have it consistent.
But I think Bonds and McGuire and Sosa and Clemens
yeah,
maybe one or two
eventually.
Others.
The younger sports writers will let them in. I think the older ones are keeping them out.
Before these guys had the reputation of steroids, Clemens was a pitching machine. They won titles with as a Yankee, and he had the 20 strikeout games for the Red Sox before any talk of steroids. Then he went to the Blue Jays and had 2 Cy Young Award seasons. Then he went to the Yankees, and they won the World Series. He pitched the clinching game. There was still no talk of steroids. And then a couple of years later, Barry Bonds hit the 73 home runs, and then they started talking about steroids.
They didn't talk about steroids when his head blew up.
Even when McGuire and Sosa were hitting the home runs, they still weren't talking about. They were talking about, well, what's changed? What's changed? Well, the ballparks are a little easier to hit with now. All this stuff. It's like they weren't looking at that, and they should have known. And then everyone was happy, and now the same people that there were more jobs as talk show hosts and that sort of thing. There were more channels to talk about this. Right, and they're full of people who think that they don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Well, you wouldn't have a job if it weren't for steroids. You wouldn't have a job. So if you're paid to talk sports on cable news, sports talk, or whatever, you shouldn't be saying that because you're a hypocrite.
There was a pretty big scandal with A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alex Rodriguez was. I don't know. There was a guy from the Balcos. The same guy that did Barry Bonds training, and there was like videotape of him like trying to cover it up. So because he was trying to cover it up and got caught, it makes it look really dirty.
Well, why does doing something that we don't like cause us to say that, well, he's not a Hall of Famer? I don't know if I like Barry Bonds, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and say he's not a Hall of Famer.
Right.
He's the only guy I ever heard about for like 15 years as being the top home run hitter. Even
when he was in Pittsburgh.
in the 80s, when we weren't talking about steroids, I would look at the top home run hitters in both leagues, and I would see Barry Bonds up there, 46. Mark McGwire, 49.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were on the list. They were always hitting home runs. Those are the Hall of Famers. And then
Right.
well, they wanted to prolong it and do even better, so they took steroids, and now they're not Hall of Famers. Who am I to say that? I don't agree with that. And yes, Right's way, it was Brady Anderson that we were talking about.
The real question is, should Pete Rose get in? That's what Right Way says.
I got blueberries. Oh, let's talk about Pete Rose. Pete Rose had a gambling problem. Why does that mean he wasn't a Hall of Famer? He is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the most famous players I ever watched. He crashed into the catcher at home plate in the All-Star game, where in the All-Star game, no one's supposed to try hard, and he tried hard. He wasn't cheating. That wasn't cheating. Right. Gambling is not cheating. Now, people say, well, it could be if you throw in games to win money. He's already high paid. I mean, he has a gambling problem, and in today's society, gambling is an illness. A gambling problem is considered an illness. It's a mental illness.
Right.
Is what he had. I would go out on a limb and say, well, that's a type of mental illness. When you can't stop gambling, you have a gambling problem. Why does that mean he wasn't a Hall of Famer? He had 4,000 hits. He broke the record. Why does that? How is that not a Hall of Famer? I don't get it. He's won the World Series. He helped 2 teams win a World Series, I believe. He was part of the Big Red Machine. He had a gambling problem after his career. It turned into a real big problem. And he was a coach, a manager, a field manager.
Yeah, that's that. The gambling as a player is one thing, but gambling as a coach.
They're saying, what if he threw games? Well, okay, so why does that mean he wasn't a Hall of Fame baseball player? I can't judge somebody by the mistakes they made. I judge them by what they did well.
So he's got a lifetime ban. Is that's what happened? But that was under a different commissioner, right?
Right. Well, and they haven't changed it.
Right.
So I'm not looking at that. Somebody else telling me don't like him because I don't like him. That's the worst human thing that goes on in the world. Don't like him because we don't like him, and we think that you shouldn't like him either.
Right.
That happens all the time, especially if you get a new job. Oh, you're not going to like them, but you're going to love us. I hate that. I can't stop eating these blueberries, guys. My angel, my mix. Hi. Make a love shout out.
Hey, my angel.
I'm still learning how to greet everybody that comes in. Make a love shout out. Thank you so much for stopping in. How long did I take? A minute. Okay. So, yeah, good to see you.
Just weaving shortly before heading to bed. Oh, it's 1 a.m. there? Wow.
It's after 1. It's almost 1:20. 1:16, actually, I think. So, hey, Sean, I didn't know how long I was going to go today. I probably should.
You're almost at 3 hours, Jay.
I didn't think I was going to go an hour. I thought it was going to be like 45 minutes. But I probably should let the dogs out. I think they're waiting for me to go downstairs.
Yeah.
They're quiet.
I gotta make breakfast soon, too.
They're not making noise. They're just waiting. I think they're probably taking a nap.
I usually eat breakfast between
hey, my
11,
angel.
10 and 11.
Say hello to Sean Uber.
Yeah. Hi, my angel. I'll have to connect with you. Please drop your link.
Just type in JAY.
Oh, there you go. Type in JAY.
Sean, you can do that too.
That's true.
My angel, type in JAY. See if Sean can connect with you. I'm good old friends with my angel. I've known her for years, like before I was a YouTuber.
You should make Jay Wright a moderator.
Oh, we're getting ready to call it a Jay Wright. Okay. If you want to be a moderator, right? Come to my next live stream, and we'll get you up here. Oh, I'm talking about co-host. Yeah. Where's Jay Wright? Okay, the Right's way. Okay, you have a Right's way. You have a blue jacket now. Yeah, if you come on my next live stream, I'll give you a ladder and you can come up like Sean. We'll talk about anything. I don't particularly talk about like the everyday games of in sports, but we can talk about the characters. That's always fun to do.
Yeah.
This whole idea of banning people because we didn't like their gambling problem. Well, what if your father had a gambling illness and he needed to seek help for that? Are you going to disown him as your father? You don't like him?
Right.
Oh yeah, he spent the family fortune. Now my mom hates him, so I hate him too. Well, when they're on their deathbed, you'll think differently.
That's true.
And on that note, I want to mention that my former wife, that we've been divorced for 9 years, she passed away on Saturday night, and we said goodbye to her on Wednesday with songs and prayers. And lots of tears. It was not easy for me to say that second prayer. I'm hoping my daughters saw a different J Mike than they thought they were getting.
Yeah. That's
Because
beautiful, man.
they were getting upset one after the other, taking and I can understand that now why they were upset, but they're saying some things and implying that I didn't care, and I tried to say, oh, I care. I just words can't say. So when we all said a family prayer on Wednesday, a couple of prayers, and I think they know a little bit more now of who I am.
That's great.
I remember when they were like 2, 3, 4 years old. I had a basketball hoop in my driveway, and my youngest had an extra ball, and I was doing a layup, and she rolled it out, and right as I went up for my layup, my left foot hit the ball, and I slipped, and I injured my elbows and my hand. I scraped myself all up, and I'm like, oh, nah! I was like growling, and my 4-year-old, she was my middle daughter. She said, "Dad, I can't believe you didn't cry." And she says, "Why don't you cry? Why didn't you cry?" And I said, well, I cry when people die or when love is lost. And so she found that out on Wednesday. Without love, guys, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what you think and do. If there's no love in your life, you'll know when somebody, even if it's your former spouse.
Okay, my angel, thank you.
Okay, good night, my angel. I keep forgetting to, when I start talking, I forget to look at the chat link. Okay, we will
Say hi to
connect
J Mike.
guys. We will connect with my angel. My angel's a good one. She's a good one. They do live. She does live stream with Dennis Diet. They take turns hosting, and they each take turns co-hosting. It's a good deal they got going on. I'll see you around, my angel. Thanks for coming in. Bye. I stopped paying attention to the chat because I was getting ready to sign off, and then Sean came
Yeah,
up.
you're almost at 3 hours, so that'll give you a good live stream.
That's my average is 3 hours actually. Sometimes I go over and sometimes I go under. So I wasn't planning on going long today. I thought the first 20 minutes was hard, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to go 2 or 3 hours.
I'm not going to make it. No, it really helps.
I didn't have
when you
anything
have
to
somebody
talk
on
about.
panel.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to talk about. Sometimes I don't have somebody on panel, but the chat room is helping me, and they're giving me ideas, and it only takes 1 or 2 ideas, every half hour, or sometimes they ask questions, and then the questions can okay, this is I'll expound on that.
Yeah,
and I can go a while with a question if it's the right question. See you, my angel. Thanks for coming in. And
I'm playing your video right now, my angel.
We probably have a number of people on BG right now too, but that's okay. That helps. I have no issue with that. I do the same
Do you know
thing.
who Richard Sherman is, Jay?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be signing with the team? Because by all accounts, he's
finished.
He's washed up. Yeah, he's too slow. But he's a very, very smart football player.
It's possible that somebody will have a role for him, but not as a starter.
Yeah, not as a starter.
what, especially if he doesn't get picked up yet, and until the season gets close. If he
Yeah.
gets picked up at the last minute, he'll be a role player.
Right.
But it's hard to say.
It's good to have a person like him in the locker room too.
Well, in on the practice field, like
Hmm.
because during the week preparing for a game, it's not just about the starters. It's about it's about a lot of things. So he'll be like a nickel package or a dime package guy. Maybe. I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't really because I don't see him up close, so I don't know. But from what I think I know, he's not the same Legion of Boom guy that he was. Obviously,
Right. No,
I mean, he was shut down.
those days are over.
I mean, I remember Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola getting maybe 1 or 2 receptions in his area, but they didn't burn him. They just won the game. They didn't really burn Richard Sherman, although he may have felt burned when they didn't win. But it's not like, oh, he got burned deep. That didn't happen. They what do they call it? 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's what the Patriots were. They didn't brag. And people thought, oh, I hate them because they brag. Well, really? The fans are doing the bragging. The players aren't bragging. I don't know. Sometimes it seems that way, though. People just get upset and they think, oh, he's bragging too much. Like they'll ask Tom Brady, hey, do a commercial, right? And we want to get the 6 rings or the 5 rings in the commercial. So he goes to a bank or he goes to a healthcare clinic, and then he has to pull his rings out of a safe deposit box or something. I don't know what. I forget exactly what they were doing.
Sounds like a local commercial.
Yeah, right. I forget what they were selling. It was either local insurance or something, and but his 5 rings were in a safe deposit box. And there was like a joke in there, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but that was about it. But they paid him to do that, and I thought, well, he's not on the news bragging about his rings. He just did
Right.
that on a commercial. So tell you, will you do that for us? Okay, but I gotta charge you. But he did it with a smile. It wasn't like, oh, I hate the Seahawks. It wasn't like
Right.
Dad,
What, honey?
can you end your live stream?
Oh yeah, we're
Actually-
gonna end in a couple of minutes. Okay.
that. Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah.
But after that Super Bowl, Tom Brady seeked out Richard Sherman to shake his hand
Yeah.
Because-
Tom Brady's a class act.
because 2 years earlier, or a year earlier, when the Seahawks beat the Patriots by 1 or 2 points, Richard Sherman seeked out Tom Brady to say, we're bad. Us, I don't know what he said, but it was just to show him that we won. We
Yeah.
beat you. So, and then Tom Brady seeked him out, and they put his arm around his shoulder, and they went, I mean, he wasn't like, you stink. It was like, no, you're a good dude. And it was, good battle.
Yeah.
Because the way he,
Tom Brady deserves all
when
the
you do that,
success he got.
when you put your arm around someone's shoulder, that says everything. So he's a class act.
Valdemiro.
Valdemiro, hello. How are you? I'm eating blueberries. I'm finished. They're all gone. I had to do it. I have no breakfast. Actually, I did. I ate
I love blueberries and yogurt
Oh yeah.
with some granola. Yum yum yum.
Or put them on cereal, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Any kind of cereal.
I've given up on cereal though. It's got too much sugar in it.
Even the unsweetened Cheerios, the original Cheerios with unsweetened almond milk, it hurts my gums under my because I have receding gums, so it gives me pain because it's because of the probably fructose or something.
Yeah.
So no, if I eat a piece of white chocolate is the sweetest chocolate. If it's made with real sugar, it will not hurt my teeth. Or dark chocolate has no sugar, so that doesn't hurt my teeth either.
Yeah. I
Now,
like
all
dark
this
chocolate.
stuff, all this stuff in a box that's like not supposed to be sweet and high calories. It's low calories and it hurts my teeth because it has this not artificial sugar, but it's like fructose or corn syrup. That's the other one. It's and it's no good for you. And
Yeah, there's a big difference between the fructose and the corn fructose, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
I want you to get ice cream for smoothies.
Oh, yeah, we need ice cream for smoothies. That sounds good.
Okay, on that note, we'll go get smoothies and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time on J Mike or the Sean Uber Show. So maybe we can go back and forth on each other's show. I don't know.
There we go.
If I have the energy, I will do it. But it depends
Yeah.
because I'm getting old. So.
No, you're not old, man. Come on. You got to think young.
I've been getting up more. I've been getting up too early. That's the reason. So when I get up early, I get tired at night. So
Oh, yeah.
I used to work
Yeah,
nights.
go to bed early, wake up late.
I used to go to bed at 10 o'clock in the morning and get up at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night.
Sleep does wonders for you, man.
Yeah, I used to work nights. I know.
Late, wake up early.
You hit the 3-hour mark. Yay!
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys later.
All right, Jay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.